Virginia lineup. They are 13 out of 14 ACC teams, just batting .226. There's a pop-up on the infield. Will Wagner will call for it and will make the catch. Round number one.
Yeah, when you talk about the struggles Virginia has had swinging the bats, I mean, if you're Mason Hand or anyone coming into this ball game for the Flames pitching the baseball, you just got to think, be aggressive. Let them get themselves out with the way they've been swinging the bat here so far this season. You want to make them prove to you that they can get out of this slump.
Take a look at the Flames defense. They come in number one in the A-Sun with a .983 fielding percentage. And the fewest errors in the league, only 10 coming in. 0-1 to count to Kyle Teal, freshman catcher from Mahwah, New Jersey. Great approach with aggressiveness, says Brian O'Connor, head coach of Cavaliers. Glad to spend a few minutes with the coach earlier today. Next pitch up high, evens the count to 1-1. Teal, the 2020 New Jersey Gatorade Player of the Year. (1-1). A little something off that one from Hand, and the count goes to 1-2. Next pitch. Great placement, swing and a miss, and that'll be out number 2. First strikeout for Mason Hand.
Yeah, good start for Hand. Typically fastball changeup will be what he sticks with. There was the changeup there. Does have a breaking ball, but has struggled this year to find consistency with it, which is part of the reason you may only see him one time through the lineup.
Coach Jackson was talking about Mason Hand with the media this week, and so that second time through the lineup sometimes is the undoing for Hand, but when he's on, we can see him go 4 or 5 innings. Zach Geloff at the plate with two-way, leading RBI man for Virginia with 11. Good contact on that one. Pops out to right. Jake Wilson and his steps makes the catch. 2 retired the side. Nothing doing for Virginia in the top half of the first. Liberty coming up on ESPN+.
T-Mobile is the leader in 5G. We also believe in putting people first by treating them right. So we're upping the benefits without upping the price. Introducing Magenta Max. Now with unlimited premium data that can't slow down based on how much smartphone data you use. Plus, get Netflix on us and taxes and fees included. You won't find this with the other guys. In fact, you'll pay more and get less. Right now, pay 0 cost to switch. And bring your phone, we'll pay it off. Only at T-Mobile.
Okay, I'm awake.
Let's do this, Smudge.
Let's dance. Oh, man, we're gonna have some fun today. Let's go.
Say it with me now.
Hinge, squeeze.
Stay with me.
Here, I'm with you.
5, 4, sprint to your finish.
You did that, Palatine. Until next time. Whew.
No score, bottom of the first. Liberty in Virginia. Midweek baseball today in Lynchburg, Virginia, alongside Matt Warner. I'm Alan York. Right-hander Matt Wyatt on the hill today for the Cavaliers, Matt.
Yeah, 8 appearances so far this season, but this will be his first start. 1-0 record, ERA under 4 and 9 2/3 innings pitched. Walks a little bit higher than you'd like, 7 of them on the year, and batters are hitting .316 against him. So we found out from Brian O'Connor, probably going to be a lot of arms run out there for the Cavaliers today, as we've kind of grown accustomed to in midweek ball.
That's right. Had Carolina last week. Was it 10 pitchers?
Yeah.
The Tar Heels and Liberty's win. 1 of 2 against the ACC. A lot of ACC teams stacked up on the schedule for Liberty. There is Brian O'Connor. Led the Cavaliers, the 2015 College World Series. Reminisced with Brian today about that. And a phenomenal documentary put on by the ACC network that is on rerun with a lot of Wahoo fans around the country. Here's Jake Wilson. Takes down low. Ball 1. Wilson Senior out of New Lowell, Ontario, transfer into the program from Bowling Green. Lifts this one to left. Rivoli is there to make the catch. One away. Batting second for the Flames is Gray Betts. So we take a look at the Flames lineup. Garrett Wilkinson getting the start today against the righty Matt Wyatt. Flames rolling. They've won 11 in a row, but Coach Jackson says there is a lot left in the tank for this team. And I think offensively would be one of those things that Scott would mention. He'd love to see a little uptick in the production.
Yeah, especially in the bottom third of the lineup.
Betts takes a strike right at 95.
Yeah, Wyatt, he can run that fastball up there. We were told he could get it up there 96, 97 even. Ground ball
Into the whole right side. That'll be a base hit for Gray Betts. He's now reached base in 8 straight ball games. Longest streak of the season for the Flames catcher. With one away, Flames have a base runner.
Yeah, good fastball, but Flames have some guys that are good fastball hitters. This will be a good matchup early on.
Here's Virginia's defense. One thing about this Virginia team from last year who went 14-4, every starting position player is back. From a team that was looking to head back to the regionals for the first time since 2017.
Yeah, with all that experience, that's kind of why it's so disappointing how they've been playing this year, at least on the offensive side. You kind of expected more. And a lot of these guys that are struggling right now are guys that in that shortened season a year ago were tearing the cover off the ball. So you'd hope that it would just carry over. They'd pick up where they left off. It hasn't been the case so far this year.
The 0-1 to Anderson. In for a strike, 0-2. Yeah, we'll talk about it more when Virginia comes up, but 8 of those position players were hitting over 300 a year ago, and Coach McConnell's just putting that line in the water to hope he can reel in somebody that's going to get some production offensively. Speaking of production, Aaron Anderson, co-offensive player of the week in the A-Sun. Collected 4 straight 2-hit games. Had the big hit Saturday, walk-off double. Home win against VCU. Over the last 10 games, Anderson's batting .350 with 11 runs driven in. Goes the other way against the shift. Something the Flames really worked hard on against North Carolina last week, and it worked for them. And same recipe here, 2 on with 1 out.
Well, that was interesting. They didn't shift until he got 2 strikes on it. And then they shifted everybody over, and Anderson's just too good of a hitter. I mean, he sprays the ball all over the field. He's one guy in this lineup that I would say you probably don't want to shift.
2 on 1 out for Wagner. Junior from Crozet, Virginia. He's hitting 7 of his last 8 games.
Yeah, and if he gets going, and we've seen him, a couple of years ago when he was really firing on all cylinders, he changes this lineup dramatically.
Off speed from Wyatt, outside ball 1. 3rd career start for the Virginia right-hander. His last start was the 2nd to last game of last year, 24-5 win over UMass Lowell. A late movement on that fastball, counts 1-1.
Yeah, I'd say Wyatt's fastball, a sinking, heavy fastball, if you will. He'd love to be able to get Wagner to pound that right into the ground at an infielder here.
2 on 1 out in the 1st. Down low, good block there by Teal. Count now 2-1.
Yeah, and remember that. I mean, Teal has not started behind the plate this year. We were told he's pretty athletic back there, and you just got a taste of it. If that ball gets by him, the Flames have a big inning all set up.
Logan Michaels has caught all 19 before today, and Wagner pulls one to right. Will it stay fair? And it is going to be gone. A home run just inside the pole. 3-0 Liberty. That's what you call a frozen rope, Matt.
You can hang your clothes on that one. That was a line shot that just snuck over the fence down there in the right field corner.
Third home run for Wagner, as he now takes the RBI lead away from Anderson. He's now 14 of them.
And the Flames had gone, what was it now, 6 straight games before that without a home run. So half of this streak had been done with not a lot of power being shown. This stat suddenly becomes notable. Virginia has struggled mightily when they've gone down early.
Cam Locklear at the plate with 1 out. Takes off speed, 0-2 the count. Locklear, senior from Lumberton, North Carolina, down in the Sandhills area of the state. Enters a season-long 3-game hitting streak and keeps this one in play. Calling off Rivoli is Sullivan for out number 2. Trey McDyer now at the plate with 2 away. 3-0 lead for Liberty after Will Wagner's 3-run home run. Wagner, veteran second baseman, giving the Flames the lead. McDyer, veteran infielder as well, hitting the ball hard. Hitting .409 his last 8 games. Two for 4 in the series against VCU. He takes outside 2-0.
What we've seen is this Liberty lineup just keeps the pressure on you. Yeah. And during this stretch of 11 straight wins, it seems like every inning they've got a base runner. They're trying to make things happen on the base paths. They're having good at bats like this, not chasing. You just feel like the pressure's always on you, and they really don't let up. The only thing is, as we've talked about, they've actually missed some opportunities. Moving runners over, situational hitting, which is scary, thinking that this offense could continue to get better as we get later into the season.
4-pitch walk to McDyer. And Matt White laboring here in the first. His last outing was 10 days ago against Notre Dame in relief, March 14th, an inning and a third. Gave up an earned run. Here's Logan Matthew. Veteran presence in this lineup, junior from Howard, Pennsylvania. Good power numbers, but average wise right now, it's kind of feast or famine for Logan, batting .185. 4 home runs, team high, 9 RBIs, 1 for his last 15, including 1 for 6 over the weekend with VCU in a home and home. Low throw dug out there by Ortiz. Liberty won here on Saturday, and they win also Sunday in Richmond against the Rams. While the Wahoos had their series with Pitt pushed back a day, they ended it on Monday. High fastball evens the count to 1-1.
Yeah, and the Flames did a good job holding down a really explosive offense for VCU. They've been swinging the bats really well, and this Flames pitching staff in the bullpen have just been so good the last few weeks, which makes getting an early lead that much more important when you have some of the arms coming out of the pen that the Flames have.
High fastball, 2-1 now. So Wyatt, you would think, is going to maybe take a little something off his next pitch. Yeah, good hitter's count for Matthew. Sorry.
Right, if you're Logan Matthew, you're just loading up, looking for that mid-90s fastball, something you can drive.
That one topped off at 93. 3-1 now to Matthew. Players talked about making some adjustments this year with his swing. 3-1 the count. 1 on 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Count now full. Three-run home run for Will Wagner. Opened up the scoring in the first. Trey McDyer walked with 2 outs. He's on the bases now. Payoff coming to Logan Matthew. There goes the runner, and Matthews plunked with 92. Looked like around the knee, maybe the thigh area. And he'll be on now with 2 on and 2 outs.
Running in on him, getting him right there in the thigh. If you're Logan, kind of the way it's going right now, you say, you know, I'm just glad to be out there on base. And we'll let the next guy take his hacks. But this is turning into kind of worst case scenario for UVA here. You want to get an inning, maybe 2 out of Wyatt. Already they're cranking things up in the bullpen, and now you're just hoping he can make it out of the first.
Cavaliers 9-10 on the year, 3-9 in the ACC, 2-4 on the road. And their pitching coach Drew Dickinson will make a trip out, give the bullpen a little bit more time to warm up. Here's a look at the lefty out of the bullpen, Luke Schauer. That's kind of what's on the line here today for both teams. Virginia, 20 straight midweek wins. And for Liberty, 11 straight wins.
That's such an incredible stat there for Virginia, because you think about midweek games and how often you're just throwing such a huge collection of pitchers out there. The fact that you could win 20 straight without somebody just falling apart and giving up a ball game is really impressive.
And they have dominated in their 4 midweek wins this year. Not so much early on today as Garrett Wilkinson goes the other way, and it's going to one-hop the wall. McDyer will score. Matthew held at third on the double from Garrett Wilkinson, getting the start as the DH today.
How about Wilkinson? 1 for 7 on the season. Came in ready for that fastball and drove it the other way. Pitch on the outer half. Went with it with a little power. And the Flames just continue to swing the bats well here in the first inning and put the pressure on UVA.
First RBI of the year for Garrett Wilkinson. JUCO transfer on the team last year. And here's Jalen Guy, center fielder from Greensboro, North Carolina. Sophomore, 0 for his last 12. And he is hit by the pitch.
They got to go get him. The wheels are coming off here for Matt Wyatt.
Flames have hit around here in the first. 3-run home run, 2 singles, a double, 2 hit batters. And the lineup will turn over now for Jake Wilson. And that's going to be it for Matt Wyatt, as Brian O'Connor will come out and take the ball from the sophomore from Towson, Maryland. We'll take a timeout as the Cavaliers bring in the lefty. 4-0 Liberty.
A little sunshine and big appetites. Walmart helps you bring it to the table for less. Bring the spring.
Vaccines are rolling out.
Get informed. Talk to your doctor.
Let's do our part to protect each other.
And get back in the game.
Four 4-0 Liberty, bottom of the first. Flames still batting as Luke Schauer makes his way in from the bullpen on the jog from right field. He's going to replace Matt Wyatt, who lasted 2/3 of an inning. Hit 2 batters, walked 1, gave up a home run, a double, a couple of singles. And a day he'll not like to remember probably right now.
Tough outing for him. Now you got to just try to get out of this without any more damage being done as you turn things over to the freshman Shower. He did pitch in that pit series when an inning and a third on, so that would have been what, Sunday? Gave up a couple of runs and a hit on the year. Taking a look at his numbers. And bringing the lefty with the Flames, throwing a lot of lefties in the top of this lineup at you. They're just hoping he can retire Jake Wilson and get out of this inning.
Showers from Washington, D.C. 3-year varsity letter winner, team captain his senior year, and rated as the top-ranked left-handed pitcher out of the D.C. area.
How about, do you see this little note there at the bottom of his bio?
Yep.
His dad played ball here at Liberty. I feel like we should have known that.
I do too. David Shower.
The more you know.
And David might be in the ballpark today. Who knows? See if we can Google David Shower.
Luke, a little delayed getting to the mound. You know, every pitcher now, it seems, has the armband with different signs and things like that. And he started to exit the bullpen and then realized he didn't have his armband, so he had to go back. Didn't dig it out of his glove, so he's still taking some warm-up pitches here as he gets loosened up. Looks like he's ready to go now.
Jake Wilson at the plate. 0 for 1, popped out to left in this first inning. Bases chock full of Flames with 2 away. First pitch in from Shower. And for a strike, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. And the dirt goes blocked by Teal. Find a little background on Luke Shower's dad.
Yeah, what does Google tell us?
He was a pitcher here.
Okay.
And retired from the U.S. Navy in 2004. That's all I got right now.
There you go. Okay, well, got time.
Ball bounces way up in the air. Teal goes back to retrieve it, and Matthew is in to score to make it 5-0. Not your average wild pitch there from Luke Shower.
No, it looks like that may have caught part of the plate and then just took off as it glanced off Teal. And things continue to go from bad to worse for UVA here in the bottom half of the first inning.
Wilkinson moves to third. Guy up to second. 2-1 pitch. Chopper foul. Cal evens up. Two the count to Wilson, 2-way. Wilson trying to go the other way with it, up on the berm. Big group of fans on each side of the ballpark here today. Two to Wilson with 2-way. Fastball inside corner, and Luke Shower shuts the door here in the first. Not before Liberty scores 5. They leave 2 on as they hit around. +1. Will Wagner, the big 3-run home run to get us started.
For more than 120 years, we've been there. In churches and schools, camps and senior living centers. We've been there in times of joy and in the most difficult moments, in times of loss. And our success has been measured not by the bottom line, but by our unwavering commitment to protecting our customers so they can continue their important work. Church Mutual Insurance Company, protecting the greater good.
Carter Bank & Trust has supported Liberty University for over 3 decades. When many were skeptical of Liberty's vision, our founder, Worth Harris Carter Jr., understood the vision and saw its potential. His instincts were correct. Liberty University has become a regional economic engine. We continue Mr. Carter's legacy by working with determined visionaries to transform potentials into realities every day. As with Liberty University, Carter Bank & Trust is proud of the past, focused on the future.
5-0 Liberty as we go to the second. There's Brian O'Connor, head coach of the Cavaliers. And he's had quite the resume in Charlottesville, 2015 national champions. And by D1Baseball.com, the ACC Coach of the Decade in the 2010s. And here's head coach Scott Jackson. Led the Flames the ASUN Championship 2 years ago. And amongst the favorites to win the league this year. And off to a good start. 3-0 start in ASUN play. Here's our home plate umpire today, Tony Carilli, trying to speed things up here. Out at first, Thomas Newsom. Craig Aldine is at third, and Chris Ward, our second base umpire. Deep fly out to center. Jalen Guy makes quick work of Brendan Rivoli. 1 pitch, 1 out in the second.
Well, Mason Hand ought to be able to pitch with a little confidence now. It's staked to a 5-run lead. As a pitcher, you feel like makes your job a lot simpler. Just pound that strike zone.
4th straight put down to start the game. Devin Ortiz, Virginia first baseman, batting right-handed. Homered in back-to-back games over the weekend against Pitt. And enters on a 5-game hitting streak. Senior from Nutley, New Jersey. Outside 1-1.
Yeah, it's an offense desperate for a little power. Just 7 home runs on the season in the 19 games they've played. So the fact that he's been able to provide a little bit of that, it's been a lift.
Ground ball to third. McDyer from his left hip. Crosses over 2-away. And it's got to be frustrating for coaches that know the talent's there. And even Liberty, they haven't been immune to that the last couple of years with ebbs and flows of baseball. And Coach O'Connor went in depth about where he sees the lack of offense. And one of his main points is just, pitching's really good. And slowing that down sometimes is easier said than done. 2 outs for Addy Burrow, who makes his college debut today. Freshman from Spotsylvania, Virginia. That last name rings a bell. His cousin is Joe Burrow, former LSU quarterback, and drafted by the Bengals. Season cut short due to a knee injury. Also has a couple of cousins that played football at Nebraska.
I loved what Brian O'Connor said about him. He said, I respect the way he's gone about his business. He said the way he's worked every day, he's earned an opportunity. The way he's carried himself, how hard he's worked. And so he's going to get a shot here today. First collegiate at that, and puts himself in a good hitter's count right away.
3-1 to Burrow. 3-sport athlete in high school. Also played football and track athlete. All-state sprinter. Takes a strike.
Well, he'll remember this first at that, maybe for the wrong reason.
He sold it like a veteran.
He tried.
Count now full 3-2.
You want to get a knock in that first at bat. It's another chance.
Okay. Striking the buck. And now it's official. on base after his first at bat with a walk. Two outs and one on for Max Codier, sophomore from New Milford, Connecticut. #1 shortstop out of Connecticut. And as Coach O'Connor calls him, a scrappy left-handed hitter. 1 for 12 in the Pitt series. Started all 18 games last year and hit .338. 1-1 now the count. And entering this at bat today, Codier hitting just .172. So just an example of one of those veterans that just scuffling a bit here. First quarter turn of this season. Missed outside, 2-1. Flames take a 5-0 lead, 3-run home run for Will Wagner. Logan Matthews scored on a wild pitch. And Trey McDyer scored on Garrett Wilkinson's RBI double. Anderson gives chase. Valiant effort. Maybe 2-2.
And you talk about the struggles UVA is having offensively. A lot of schools around the country same way. And as you talked about, Brian O'Connor mentioning the pitching getting better, you got to think the length of time without competitive games is a factor for these offenses as well.
High tapper to McDyer. Quick release in time, and that retires Max Codier. 2-out walk wasted for Virginia. Bottom half coming up in Lynchburg.
T-Mobile is the leader in 5G. We also believe in putting people first by treating them right. So we're upping the benefits without upping the price. Introducing Magenta Max. Now with unlimited premium data that can't slow down based on how much smartphone data you use. Plus, get Netflix on us and taxes and fees included. You won't find this with the other guys. In fact, you'll pay more and get less. Right now, pay zero cost to switch. And bring your phone, we'll pay it off. Only at T-Mobile.
A little sunshine and big appetites. Walmart helps you bring it to the table for less. Bring the spring.
Your cravings have been taken to new heights, where seasoned beef and crispy potatoes cozy up inside of a warm tortilla. So enjoy the view for just $1. The $1 beefy potato Rito, only at Taco Bell.
Home half of the second from Lynchburg, Virginia with Matt Warner. I'm Alan York. 5-0 Liberty. After a 5-run first. March Madness not singled out for just basketball. Flames baseball, an 11-game winning streak. ERA just sparkling. High strikeout numbers also. Look at what the Flames did to the Rams on Sunday and their win in Richmond.
You might say they've had more than one shining moment so far in March. Alan.
Yes, like it. Gray Betts, the Flames catcher, is 1 for 1. A seeing-eye single into right, his first time up. 2 at-bats and 2 pitchers that Gray Betts has seen. Singled on Matt Wyatt, who started. He was a righty. And now Betts faces the lefty, Luke Schauer. Bending curveball in for a strike.
Yeah, really took something off that. Just 69 miles an hour, dropped it in.
Oh-2. Reached for a high fastball, and it will stay in play for Rivoli. 1 away in the second. Here's Aaron Anderson. Single to left against the shift, also scored. He continues his hot play of late. Co-player of the week in the A-Sun. Those numbers. 545. Switch hitter, we'll see him for the right side, which we haven't seen much of him doing that this year.
Yeah, and it is so, I mean, you can't say it enough. Coming from Division II right into a D1 lineup and to be able to swing the bat as well as he has been just so impressive.
Good fastball there. 0-2 the count. Aaron Anderson. Chipper Jones fan growing up. Chipper a switch hitter as well. Takes upstairs. 1-2 the count. Showers 1-2. Anderson stays alive. I was out with Liberty basketball this weekend. What was the celebration like on Saturday after that game-winning hit, Matt?
They're pretty fired up because it was they had to grind that one out. You know, it was a low-scoring game. Flames haven't had that many of those here recently where they really kind of had to battle all the way. And then, I mean, for a kid like Anderson to come up, you just see how the teams are embraced him. First year here, but it's these transfers. Wilson, another one. They have just fit right in.
Shower trying to get Anderson a chase on those last two. Anderson, good discipline to hold back. Payoff. At the knees, strike 3. Second strikeout for Luke Shower in relief. That'll bring up Will Wagner.
Shower fastball right at the knees, good spot. Once he got past that wild pitch that brought in a run, he's looked pretty sharp.
Will Wagner with 2 outs, homered last time up. 3-run shot just inside the right field wall. First at bat here against Luke Shower. Dad, Billy Wagner, former big league closer. I bet he'd be great for a podcast.
That's a good point. I bet he's got a few stories, doesn't he?
Yep. 1-1 to Wagner. Average creeping up towards 300. High tapper at short. And a good play coming over to make the play is Kent. That'll do it for the Flames. 1-2-3 in the second. Still holding the 5-0 lead.
T-Mobile is the leader in 5G. We also believe in putting people first by treating them right. So we're upping the benefits without upping the price. Introducing Magenta Max. Now with unlimited premium data that can't slow down based on how much smartphone data you use. Plus, get Netflix on us and taxes and fees included. You won't find this with the other guys. In fact, you'll pay more and get less. Right now, pay 0 cost to switch. And bring your phone, we'll pay it off. Only at T-Mobile.
March is here. Time to get off the bench and start trading. Join Tastyworks today and get 10 options or 100 shares on us. Open and fund your new account by visiting tastyworks.com/slam-dunk.
It's time. And time is running out. If you're going to make history, it's time to start making it.
Flames have won 11 in a row, including a win on Saturday, Matt. 3-2, and heroics late in the game for Liberty.
Yeah, it was a grind, back and forth, low-scoring game, and the Flames even got the benefit of Umpires taking a second look at a couple of calls, including their first run there. Logan Matthew coming in. Anderson even took out an umpire along the way. He gave up one in the 8th inning to tie it at 2-2, but Flames able to limit the damage there. And then in the 9th, we were talking about it, Anderson, the walk-off winner. Flames celebrate and then went on and tacked on another win at VCU the very next day.
Chasing that 1976 team. The 11-game winning streak is the D1 record.
Yeah.
The overall record 15. And you mentioned for the broadcast, Matt, Liberty heads up to Bellarmine in Louisville, Kentucky over the weekend. Again, not foretelling the sweep, but opportunities there, maybe.
Sure, and yeah, it's a team transitioning to Division I that hasn't played especially well this year, the way the Flames have been pitching. But first things first, win the one in front of you here, and then hit the road.
Routine play for Locklear. He'll toss out Alex Tappan for out one. Flames start a little mini road swing coming up this weekend. They'll be at Duke, midweek game next week, and then at Kennesaw State 2 weekends from this week. One out for Jimmy Sullivan. Cavalier center fielder getting the start today. Junior from Weathersfield, Connecticut. 1 for 13 on the season. First pitch swinging. Sending one towards the line. Aaron Anderson. 2-1.
Hand just doing a good job of inducing weak contact. You know, everything's just a little off the plate, kind of working the edges, as you saw there. You get it down around the end of the bat. Really haven't seen any well-struck balls off the bat of UVA hitters so far.
Pitch count at 26, and now it's that second time through that lineup.
Right.
That gives a lot of pitchers some fits sometimes. And we'll see what adjustments Virginia can make. No hits so far, only one base runner, and you see right there Kent trying to put one down maybe against Trey McDyer. Yeah, Kent popped out to second last time.
Well, I was just going to say, on your point, second time through, we remember against North Carolina just a week ago. Suddenly, that second time through, they looked so much more comfortable in the batter's box. They'd seen the fastball. They'd kind of seen maybe that Hand hadn't been able to get the breaking ball over yet, and their approach suddenly changed and start seeing some line drives. So we'll see if UVA is able to make similar adjustments.
1-1. Fastball right in there. Count 1 and 2 to Kent. Table set up for this Virginia team. High contact guy. Also stolen base leader this year when he's on the base with 6. Stays alive. Started in bad leadoff in all 18 games last year, when he hit .328. Drove in 7. One-two. Fastball up high, evens up the count. 5 runs on 4 hits for Liberty. No runs on no hits for Virginia. Cavaliers have a 2-out walk back in the second. That's it. Kent got a piece of that one, fouled right back out.
Well, you saw Hand get him to 1 and 2, and he's stuck with 3 straight fastballs since then. Trying to get him chase one out of the zone. See if he sticks with that or shows him a changeup. Was the change.
Was it? Good battle right there for Nick Kent. Same 2 teams will wrap up their series in Charlottesville April 27th. Fastball. Rounded right at Locklear. Strong over to retire at this side. Nothing doing for the Cavaliers again here in the third. We go to the home half. Flames up 5-0.
You know me as a Ram guy. But when our sponsors at Billy Kraft Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram said we could borrow this brand new Jeep Gladiator with a camping package, I couldn't turn them down. Check this thing out. All right, so he's nocturnal. That means the daytime is his sleep time. So keep it down, Dave. What if we gotta fumigate that thing?
5-0 Liberty, bottom half of the third. And Virginia once again going to their bullpen. Paul Kasanovich, grad student from San Gabriel, California.
He has been really solid this year in the 7 appearances so far. The ERA just over 3. 8 strikeouts and 8 2/3 innings of work. As held hitters to just a 167 average. And taking a look at his last time out, he actually hasn't pitched since the 17th, so it's been a full week. He pitched against Towson. 3 innings of work in that ball game, did not allow a run, just 1 hit. They would be thrilled to get 3 innings out of him here and kind of get him into the middle innings of this ball game. They had to take out Matt Wyatt a little earlier than they would have liked, but do credit Luke Schauer because he did come in and kind of regain order in this ball game for UVA out of the pen.
Kasanovich has quite the resume. This is his 3rd year with the Virginia program. He started his college career at New Mexico Highlands, transferred to East LA College. He played football for New Mexico.
Yeah, right. Tight end. He looks like a tight end.
That's incredible.
Yeah. 6'4", 245. You see him going over the middle.
Good numbers in JUCO. Was a high school quarterback, team captain. His grandfather Bronco Kasanovich.
That's a great name.
Yes. A center for Penn State.
Of course he was. You have to be.
Played for the Steelers. All right. Mom and Dad, Norman and Ann, if they're tuning in, we bid you hello from Lynchburg. First pitch, Cam Locklear. He popped out to center his first time up. Locklear, a 5th-year senior, decided to come back for his senior year when the NCAA approved those seniors to come back for an extra year, along with Trey McDyer. 4-year starter, playing in his 208th ball game today. 1-1. Found right back. Dalton Britt has the school record, 239 games played. Britt wrapped up his career in 2016. Two in the dirt, parallels the count. Locklear had 2 hits and a double in the Flames' 8-4 win over the Tar Heels back on March 16th. Enters on a 3-game hitting streak today. And taps one right back to Kasanovich. And he'll field the position quite well, 1 away.
He's got those tight end hands, so you don't want to try him.
Originally out of Temple City High School, threw a pair of no-hitters in high school, says the bio. And pitched in 5 games last year for Virginia and 16 back in 2019. And did not allow an earned run in 4 of his 5 outings last year. 0-1 the count to Trey McDyer with 1 out. 5-0 Liberty in the 3rd. Off speed there at 79, count 0-2. McDyer walked and scored in the 1st when Liberty sent 10 batters to the plate, scoring all 5 runs. Like a little slider there. And McDyer is out number 2.
Well, listen, the pitching has not been the issue for Virginia this year. So, like, if you're UVA right now, you feel a lot better about your chances of holding down this Liberty offense at this point than you do digging yourself out of a 5-0 hole, you know, by swinging the bat. So, yeah, they've got some arms down there in that pin. We're going to see a lot of them here today. They just got off to a rough start with Wyatt on the mound.
3 strikeouts today for Virginia pitching. They lead the ACC coming in and top 10 in the country. Now 225 strikeouts as a staff. And they're top 40 in ERA. And so immediately when you start digging into the numbers for Virginia, you know that the pitching staff has given them a chance. And the way Virginia scuffled offensively, 5-0 lead kind of seems like a lot deeper than that. 2-0 to Logan Matthew. He was hit by a pitch and scored in the first. Count down 2-1. Matthew injured all of last year, rehabbed over the summer. Credited Will Wagner and Logan Matthew. I mean, not credited himself, Trey McDyer, helping him get through that rehab.
Yeah, he should credit himself too. I mean, he had to do the work.
He did. 2-2 down the count. But going through an injury like he had to his knee, it challenges your love for the game. And he said going through that, it reaffirmed that I do love this game and willing to put that work in to come back. 2-2. This one's yanked to right, deep and gone into the bullpen. Run for Matthew, making it 6-0 Liberty. Team leading 5th of the year for Logan.
You know what the scary thing is I don't think he got all of that ball. I don't think he squared it up all that well. And yet he still has the strength to drive it out of here.
No, he didn't. He'll be the first to tell you that. Second home run of the day for Liberty, who had not had one in the last 6 games coming in during this 11-game winning streak. Garrett Wilkinson saw one pitch, didn't give us a chance to talk about number 4. He doubled in a run in the first. He's 1 for 1. Junior from San Antonio. 1-1 the count, transferring from Midland Junior College. Last year, Wilkinson hit .244. 407 on base percentage. And raked in junior college. Back in 2019, hit .380, 8 home runs, 46 RBIs. Scored 63 runs in 53 games. With that double, now 2 for 8 this season. And takes down low, 3-1 against Paul Kasanovich, the 3rd pitcher for Virginia today. Matt Wyatt lasted 2/3 of an inning. And Luke Schauer pitched well in relief, setting down all 4 of his batters he faced, although did send one run in with a wild pitch. Walked to Wilkinson. And here comes Jalen Gott. He was hit by a pitch also back in the first. Guy batting just a .150. 9 for 60 on the year. Team high 7 stolen bases. Swing and a miss, the slider, 0-1. You and I talked a little bit, Matt, before we went on about outfield options.
Yeah.
It could get to a point where at some point Brandon Rohr will come back. And you had a good chit chat with him in the dugout earlier today, coming back from being hit in the face in the home opener back in February.
Yeah, we're hearing Brandon could even be available tonight, potentially, to make his return. But, yeah, what a good talk I had with him. He said, you know, I'm feeling a lot better, but, hey, I don't want them to force me back into the lineup. The team's playing so well right now. I want them to just keep doing their thing. I'll get my chance, you know, at some point down the line. But, you know, I don't expect to just be put back in there. And that's from a guy who started since he showed up on campus his freshman year. And yet he understands kind of the bigger picture. Team first guy saying, I'm not out here lobbying for at bats. They'll find a way to get me in when the time's right. I just want to keep seeing, you know, our team win ball games.
And we saw Brandon there in the dugout, number 19. It was a good look at him. Had a couple of black eyes when he came back from his surgery on his nose a couple of weeks ago, but looks okay.
He's adding that little extra piece on the helmet he showed me. That kind of covers part of the face. He didn't have that before. You see a lot of hitters going to that now.
2 upstairs, 1 and 2 the guy. Rohr out of Delaware. His mom is in the medical field, and they elected to have the surgery back home. Good left-handed hitter in the Flames lineup. 1-2, foul tip in the mitt of the catcher. Flames up 6-0, and supplying the power today, Will Wagner, 3-run home run and a 5-run first, and Logan Matthews solo shot with 2 outs in the third. As we head to the middle part of this ball game, we'll pass things over to Matt.
Appreciate it, AY. This Virginia offense still looking for its first hit as we head to the 4th inning. Kyle Teal will lead things off. He has been a DH primarily this season, but getting the start behind the plate today. Takes a look at strike 1. He was a strikeout victim back in the 1st inning. And we talk about this Virginia offense. 11th in the ACC with 4.7 runs per ball game. And then you take a look a little bit deeper at some of the numbers. Last in on base percentage, last in home runs, second to last in batting average. If, you know, they say, you always hear the cliche, hitting is contagious. If that's true, I suppose slumping is probably contagious as well, or at least that's the way it feels right now for this Virginia team, a team that swung the bat really well in the shortened season a year ago. 1-2 pitch for Mason Hand coming. That's fouled off.
But talking to Brian O'Connor, I mean, I would expect him to say nothing else than we've got guys that we know can do it. It's just putting some good at-bats together. And once we see that, we can turn this season around.
He said, you know, we just need to focus on getting a little better and getting a little better, and every time out just improving. And that's, you know, the mantra you hear from a lot of coaches, but if you do it, it works. That one hit up the middle, snagged by Wagner. The throw not in time. Wagner had a little bit of a hard time picking that one up, and Teal with the head-first dive just does beat it out.
And we saw a Tar Heel player do that last week. It did not work for him, and this one a completely different play as we take a look at the slide there by Teal. Good hustle by the catcher.
Couldn't tell from that angle when Matthew caught it, but Teal is on with the leadoff single.
No argument from the Flames.
Actually, they're going to give that an error, it appears, on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
We'll see if that one sticks. We'll go ahead and put it down now and just may go back with the eraser here in a little bit. We'll see about that. So E4, error on Will Wagner. allows Teal to reach. I'll bring up Zach Geloff now. Another look at the throw to first. He just did get in there. One on, nobody out.
If this was low-level minor league baseball,
yeah,
I know who'd be getting a text from the strength coach or the trainer right now.
You'll see that even in the bigs sometimes. Just him go to the phone and dial up and say, "Hey, I don't think that one. I don't think that was the right call there." 1-1 pitch on the way, missing upstairs.
I've got some great stories from my days of minor league baseball.
Guys pleading their case
during the game, after the game. I mean, you've been around the big league clubhouses too. I mean, they fight for their players.
That's right. 2-1 pitch misses upstairs, and Geloff now. 3-1 count. If you're UVA right now, you gave up the 5 runs in the first. Still so much baseball left to be played here this afternoon. Just trying to start chipping away at that Flames lead. You're able to draw a walk here and get a couple of runners on to start this inning. You're off to a good start. 3-1 pitch coming. It's fouled straight back. Ace in hand today. 1 strikeout. Up over 40 pitches now in the ball game. Trying to see if he can navigate himself through 4 innings of work. 3-2 pitch, runner goes, and it misses upstairs. So an error and a walk to begin this 4th inning, and UVA is in business.
And it's, again, that second time through the lineup now. You know, Teal did put pretty good bat on the ball, and, you know, Hand did his job getting a ground ball on the first batter here, and just lost it against Geloff, and here comes Matt Williams.
Yeah, and here comes some action in that Flames bullpen as well, as this may be just buying a little bit of time for David Erickson, who's cranking it up. Just once this season has Mason Hand gone 4 innings. That was his first start of the year against NC-A&T. This has kind of been where he's run into some trouble here throughout the year. 3 1/3 innings against Radford, 3 2/3 against North Carolina.
And that's just the game of baseball. You see more of those stories just looking at a guy's stat line and game by game, and where improvements can be made. And again, there's analytics into all this as well. And you could, you know, pinpoint maybe a start here where the turning point was, like we've seen that from Trey Gibson, who's now pitching much better as a freshman for Liberty.
That sails to the backstop, and both runners advance. So Brendan Rivoli showed bunt, and I don't know if, no, you saw it right there. Great bet saying I couldn't see it. He put the bat up, kind of shielded his view, and he never saw that pitch coming in. So forget the bunt now. Here's a golden RBI opportunity for the UVA cleanup man. Foley flew out to center field his first time up. Takes that one in the dirt. Well, we saw on Saturday, Flames went to the bullpen and David Erickson mid at bat. It was a 2-0 count, and they went to Erickson, said, we're not waiting any longer. We're not giving you a clean, clean count here. No, we're just gonna go to you right now. And ended up working out for the Flames. That's the 2-0 pitch on the way. It's the swing and a miss. Go ahead, AY.
So if you're Virginia, base hit here would do wonders for the psyche for this team.
Rivoli, one of those guys who a year ago was a different hitter. 320 at the plate last season. Couldn't check up there. And it's 2-2 so far this year. 258. Veteran. One of the guys in the middle of this lineup. They just simply have to start swinging the bat better. Big pitch coming here for Mason Hand. That one shot down the right field line and just fouled. We'll see how this at bat ends, but sometimes when you're scuffling, it seems like you're always just ahead of it or just behind it. You just can't quite get that big hit to fall. He'll get another opportunity here with the 2-2 count. Change up, misses outside, and the count goes full. Well, this is where we talk about having that third pitch becomes so important as you face hitters a second time, but also having that put away pitch is so critical when you get a guy with 2 strikes. Expect Mason Hand to rear back and bring the fastball here. 3-2 offering on the way. That one smacked into right field, but playable. Wilson will lock it up. Both runners tag and advance 90 feet. So UVA gets on the board. The sacrifice fly for Rivoli brings Teal home. And so that error ends up coming around to score.
Good piece to fight that one off by Rivoli. A little bit too much of the plate. Does get the run in though for Virginia.
So that'll get Devin Ortiz up to the plate. And Mason Hand won't get the opportunity to face him. Scott Jackson coming out of that Flames dugout as Liberty looks to make a move to the bullpen. Flames call on David Erickson. He has been fantastic out of the pen. Really, the Flames haven't had a whole lot of bad decisions or bad choices to choose from out there. As you take a look at what Liberty has done out of the bullpen during this 11-game win streak, barely more than a 1 ERA. Erickson, you see his numbers down there at the bottom of that. He has been the guy in these high leverage situations whenever they occur. He's kind of been that first guy coming out of the pen for the Flames.
And he's got 4 decisions during this winning streak. 3-0 record, does have a save as well over those last 15 innings. And was listening to a interview David Erickson did last week. He said, you know, last year when I would come to the ballpark, I mean, self-admitted, he just showed up. I mean, there's no plan for him. I mean, coaches had a plan, obviously, but he just thought he could just roll up in here and just, you know, toss it and see what happens. But a more regimented plan for David Erickson, a purpose out there. And he is a different pitcher than what we saw last year.
Well, you always knew the talent was there, and then coaches talked about that from day one with him. But some guys, everything else has to kind of catch up to the talent. The maturity, just, you know, the knowledge of now you're facing hitters that they have a plan. And do you, and can you execute your plan? Because if you don't, they're going to make you pay. Well, this season it's been completely different for Erickson. Batters hitting just 167 against him. And he has done a fantastic job limiting the damage when he comes out of the pen. I mean, going back, I can't remember off the top of my head him entering the ball game with nobody on base, right? It's always this situation, runners in scoring position, bases loaded. We saw him earlier this year come in, I think it was 1 out, bases loaded, got a double play to end the inning and get himself out of a jam. Just always these kind of situations, and he's been up to it so far this year.
Only 3 of 17 inherited runners have scored during this streak. And at one point, Erickson had inherited 7.
Yeah.
None of them had scored. Hadn't seen the latest over the last couple of games Erickson's been in, but he has been one of the main keys out of this bullpen for Liberty.
Facing Devin Ortiz now. Throws strike 1 right in there. Ortiz hitting just 182. Rounded out to third base his first time up. That fastball just missing. A couple of home runs, as we mentioned, coming in back-to-back games against Pitt for Ortiz. Had 2 home runs last season as well in 17 ball games. Breaking ball, well struck to center. Jalen Guy drifting back, has room, makes the catch. Coming down from third will be Geloff, and UVA has their second run of the frame.
Not exactly conventional, but the Cavaliers will take it.
Yeah, no hits on the board yet,
yeah.
But 2 runs. Tim Kirkjian would love all these sacrifice flies, wouldn't he?
Yes.
Gets Addy Burrow to the plate. Oh, late on that one. Sends it right over the top of the Flames dugout. Burrow, first collegiate at bat back in the 2nd inning. Drew a walk. Gets that one twisting down the left field line. Anderson giving chase. Did he make the catch? He did, flipping over the fence. Aaron Anderson putting it all on the line to make the grab, and this pro-Liberty crowd gives him a round of applause.
Saw one a couple of years ago down the right field line with Aiden Carricker, and now Aaron Anderson's time to shine.
I think that makes SportsCenter tonight.
It better.
I think there's a pretty good chance. Great defensive play. Liberty leads it by 4.
T-Mobile is the leader in 5G. We also believe in putting people first by treating them right. So we're upping the benefits without upping the price. Introducing Magenta Max. Now with unlimited premium data that can't slow down based on how much smartphone data you use. Plus, get Netflix on us and taxes and fees included. You won't find this with the other guys. In fact, you'll pay more and get less. Right now, pay 0 cost to switch. And bring your phone, we'll pay it off. Only at T-Mobile.
A little sunshine and big appetites. Walmart helps you bring it to the table for less. Bring the spring.
One for me and one for me. Introducing buy one, get one for just $1 at Burger King. Grab a flame-grilled Whopper or Impossible Whopper and mix or match it with your favorites for an extra $1. Go ahead. You deserve it. Buy one, get one for $1. Your
How about that catch from Aaron Anderson? As you said, shades of Aiden Carricker a couple of years ago against Wake Forest down the right field line. Anderson making the grab, flipping head over heels. Here's another look. You just kind of have to decide once you get within a couple feet of the fence. I'm just going for it. As you know, there's going to be some contact in there. The glove just peeking out over top of the wall. Got it. So a nice catch to end the inning, as Flames will have the top of the order here in the 4th. Wilson, Betts, and Anderson facing Paul Kasanovich, back for his 2nd inning of work. This is with his first couple of offerings. That catch from Carricker 2 years ago was #1 on SportsCenter. It was, I remember, like Major League Baseball was sharing it on social media. It went crazy.
I'm looking at it right here.
I think Scott Van Pelt gave it its own segment. Like it was out of control. We'll see if Aaron Anderson gets that kind of national love for that grab, but just a great play down the left field line. Talk so much about his hitting, he kind of overshadows. He's been really good defensively out there in left field for Liberty this year as well. 3-0 pitch finds the strike zone.
I'm going to send this to
Van Pelt.
Well, yeah.
You're just going to text it to, hey, SVP, check this one out.
Send this to Chris Jones, our producer. Maybe they can rip it and play it later.
3-1 pitch fouled straight back. Wilson 0 for 2 today. Flew out to left, strikeout victim. Actually, he was that guy in the first inning, wasn't he? I didn't even realize that. He recorded 2 outs himself in the first inning, the first and the third out. You never want to be that guy. Payoff pitch coming. And he hangs tough, fouls it away. Wilson had a tough day on Sunday against VCU, 0 for 5, but he did score a run. He has been, you mentioned a strikeout victim today, one of the toughest people to strike out, certainly in this Flames lineup. I would imagine in the country. 60 coming in, 63 at bats, only 4 strikeouts. Wow. Able to draw a walk here to lead things off in the 4th. So Wilson, a threat to run, does have 4 stolen bases on the year. He's on at first as Gray Betts comes to the plate. Betts singled and scored in the first. Flew out to left field in the second inning. Goes bunt, lays it down. Coming in as the first baseman, the underhand toss is dropped but picked up in time. Codier just simply dropped it. Ortiz gave him a good feed. But fortunately for him, he was able to pick it up just in time, or else Betts was going to beat that out.
Look at this. It didn't look like to me there was a transfer, and that was the signal given by Thomas Newsom.
You're right. That
wow. Huh. No review though.
So Betts retired. Gets Aaron Anderson up there. Just saw him do it with the glove. Now a chance to drive in a run here. He singled and scored on the Will Wagner 3-run home run in the first inning. Struck out looking back in the second. Batting .350 over his last 10 ball games. 11 RBIs over that span. He has been so consistent, and a guy that even coming into the year, Scott Jackson, who's not a guy that just throws around a bunch of hyperbole, but even before the season began, he's like, and you just wait for this Aaron Anderson kid. The kind of at-bats he puts together, he is going to be really good for us in the top of that lineup, and he has been. Leads Liberty with 8 multi-hit games on the season. They're shifting him again here. They tried that his first at bat, and he just stayed back on one and rolled it right through the hole there on the left side. Misses. 3-1 count. Well, good hitters count here for Anderson, and despite having that open base, the guy standing on deck has already hit 1 3-run home run today. You really want to give him the chance to do it again. Fastball poured right in there, and the count goes full. Good speed at second base in Jake Wilson. Flames giving up 2 runs in the top half of this inning, trying to respond here in the bottom half. comes the payoff pitch. And it misses downstairs. Good at bat by Anderson, able to work the walk. And the Flames have 2 on with 1 out for Will Wagner.
The Flames have had good hitters like that since Scott Jackson's been here. Average guys working that count, fouling off a couple of pitches. Great bats comes to mind. Aaron Anderson, Will Wagner will do it as well.
Will, another one of those guys that's starting to warm up. And they may make a move here. Brian O'Connor looking at that bullpen. There's the indication. As Paul Kazanovich's day will come to an end. It's like Kyle Whitten they have coming into the ball game for UVA. And we'll tell you a little bit more about him when we come back. Liberty leading 6-2, but threatening to add more here in the bottom half of the 4th.
A tootie-ta, a tootie-ta, a tootie-ta-ta. A tootie-ta, a tootie-ta, a tootie-ta-ta. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Elbows back. Elbows back. A tootie-ta, a tootie-ta, a tootie-ta-ta.
Not the best sing-along. At least you can watch it on the best.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Elbows back.
Cox Internet, #1 for streaming video, according to Nielsen data.
Well, in the first inning, Will Wagner came to the plate with 2 runners on, and he lined one into the bullpen in right field. 3-run home run. It's a similar opportunity here in the 4th with a couple of runners on. He's going to face a new pitcher. Right-hander, the senior, Kyle Whitten.
Out of Manassas, Virginia. He's pitched a couple of times against Liberty earlier in his career. Made his first career start as a Cavalier back in 2018. Went 4 2/3 innings in that ball game, struck out 6. Also pitched an inning against the Flames when they split home and home back in 2019. Each team winning at their home ballpark. And for Whitten, his last outing was their series against Pitt over the weekend on Sunday, inning and 2/3. Struck out 2 and 24 pitches. And that seems to be kind of his sweet spot out of the bullpen. 1 inning or so on average, and that outing against Pitt, an inning and 2/3, his longest of the year so far.
Yeah, he's averaged just, or allowed, I should say, just 1 run over his last 7 outings. Most of the runs he's allowed came in back in February, so he's been much better of late coming out of the bullpen for UVA. And as we told you, they've been good pitching, period, this year. Their numbers impressive. Strikeout numbers have been impressive. Their ERA second lowest in the ACC as a team. But Kyle Whitten finds himself in a little bit of a jam here, facing the heart of this Liberty lineup. Will Wagner, cleanup hitter. As we mentioned, the 3-run home run. He also round out to shortstop. So 1 away here in the bottom half of the 4th. We've already had a lot of action in the early stages of this ball game. 5-run first inning for Liberty. They added another Logan Matthew home run in the 3rd. Then UVA plated a pair in the top half of this inning. Good speed out there in the base paths. Jake Wilson at second, Aaron Anderson on at first. That one nearly got the back foot of Will Wagner. Will's seen that average continue to creep up. 288 now on the year. He's reached base safely in 8 straight games. Make it 9 now. Trying to work Will inside, see if they can get in on his hands. If you're going to do it, better make sure you get in far enough, because we saw the result if you let one drift a little bit out over the plate. 2-0 count coming. Kyle Witten has some big pitches to deliver here in the 4th inning. That one goes rattling around in that Virginia dugout, sends folks scurrying out of the way. Everybody up there in the top step cleared out in a hurry. And he just about did it again. That one bounced up and over the top.
He's a player, even his foul balls sound like shots.
Yeah. Witten, solid for Virginia last year out of the bullpen. That's been his primary role. Brings the 2-2 offering to Wagner. And off speed. Will lays off, and a good job by Teal, able to block that up, keep it in front of him as the count goes full. Said good speed out there. Good Scott Jackson think about putting those runners in motion, staying out of a double play. That Liberty dugout making a lot of noise down there as the 3-2 pitch is about to come from Witten. And Will just fouled it right off his shin. He goes down in a heap, and Scott Jackson quickly running down from his coaching box to check on his cleanup hitter. Well, you see guys all wear those kind of shin guard or things that kind of cover the top of your foot, and inevitably you still find a spot where nothing is protecting you. Oof. Right off the inside of that shin. Feels like somebody just takes a hammer and pops you one. So now you got to do it all over again. Grit your teeth and get through it. Here comes the payoff pitch. Chopper to first base. Tease takes it to throw a second for one. Back to first, not in time. So Virginia does get the out at second base, second out of the inning. The Flames still with an opportunity here with 2 away.
Good speed Wagner. Tough to double him up, especially with a pivot play from Ortiz, which that Sun kind of peeked out in the last second on that ground hopper to him. Did a good job staying with it. And the orientation of this ballpark when the sun sets, that is one of the worst places you want to be with that sun setting. Out to the west, but nice job by Ortiz to stick with it.
So Cam Locklear up now, looking for a 2-out knock. Runners on the corners. First pitch hacking at the off-speed pitch, fouls it back. Cam 0 for 2. Flew out to center field. Hit one back to the pitcher his last time up. Yeah, we've seen, talking about the sun on this field, this is the only place I've ever seen someone lose the baseball on just a high chopper in the sun. That is, that's you know, like a shoulder high bouncer to first base, and then folks lose it in the sun. It has been overcast most of the day, but sun breaking through here in the 4th inning. So Witten trying to get out of this without any damage being done. Wilson on at third. Wagner over there at first base. That one's fouled back. Locklear Still struggling with the bat on the year, hitting .217. Does have a mini 3-game hitting streak, and when you're scuffling, you just look for any little sign to try to give yourself some confidence. Fouls it away. Cam had a big hit a week ago against North Carolina. 2-run ball game in the 8th. When he came through with a 2 RBI single that helped secure that win for the Flames. Liberty sweeping the season series over the Tar Heels. Trying to take down a program today that has given them a hard time over the years. Here comes the 1-2. Line shot, that'll get down, in comes the run. Will Wagner keeps on rolling, he'll go first to third. So on a 1-2 pitch that kind of hung out there belt high, Locklear slams it into right center.
He's going to make the comment. Locklear, good gap-to-gap guy.
Yep.
The way his swing plane is, not a big power guy, but he makes good contact when he swings it well, and that one was a really good swing right through the zone. Knocking in Wilson.
Kind of similar to the hit against North Carolina.
Absolutely.
Same thing, going the other way to that part of the field. So the Flames still have runners on the corners. Wagner at third, Locklear there at first as Trey McDyer digs in. McDyer walked in the first, strikeout victim in the third. First pitch hacking, fouls it straight back. This is what I was talking about though earlier in the ball game. You just feel like the Flames just keep pressure on you. They find ways to get on base, and you never feel like you can just kind of catch your breath or take a breath, and they just keep pressure on you. That's Scott Jackson has to love it. Sometimes it feels like the pressure's been on them when they haven't been able to come through with runners in scoring position. They keep giving themselves opportunities.
And it might not always be with a base hit, Matt. It might be working the count, moving a runner over. But you're always making that other team think, okay, I have to be perfect with this pitch, or if not, they're going to exploit what we're doing.
Dyer down in the count 0-2 as Witten gives Locklear a look over there at first base.
And one of the best things too, minute or not, with that hit in the gap, getting Will Wagner, who fouled off that pitch off his shin. We all know, we've been there. You want to keep active. You want to run if you can, not to, slow down for it to stiffen up. So for him to go to first to third on that, I think will bode him well later on.
Dyer'd like to help him run home here on the 1-2. Little cue shot taken over there by Ortiz. Underhand toss. Witten handles it. And that'll do it for the Flames in the 4th inning. But they put another one on the board. They've now scored in 3 innings in this ball game. They lead at 7-2.
One for me and one for me. Introducing buy one, get one for just $1 at Burger King. Grab a flame grilled Whopper or Impossible Whopper and mix or match it with your favorites for an extra $1. Go ahead. You deserve it. Buy one, get one for $1. Your way, way better.
Did you know Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance and more? So what are you waiting for? World's strongest man, Martins Litzis, to help you break down boxes?
What am I gonna do to you, Box? Let me break it down for you.
Geico. See all the ways you could save.
Excuse me. What year is it, please?
It's a 79 AD. Run for your life.
Thank you. Oh, sorry. Oh, I just remembered. Pompeii was destroyed in 79 AD, by the way.
What was the volcano called?
Volcano. Alexa, what volcano destroyed Pompeii?
Mount Vesuvius.
Mount Vesuvius.
Welcome back to the ballpark. Liberty on top 7-2. We saw last inning Aaron Anderson make a great play down the left field line. How about we take you back to February 19th, 2019. Aiden Carricker.
That one shot down the right
down
field
the
line.
right
Carricker
field
giving
line.
chase. Oh my! Did he get
Head over
the
heels?
catch?
Makes
Are
the
you
play.
kidding me?
I think his top speed may have been a little faster. As you see, Anderson rather break a little bit there before going head over heels. But great catches on both sides of the diamond.
I do remember you mentioned Scott Van Pelt on that show that day. Graphically, they did some sort of, it's like a picture collage of Aiden flipping over the fence, and it was like his body, like 50 different angles moving over the fence.
It was, I mean, I don't care what level of baseball. That may have been the best catch that season, period. Big league, minor league, whatever. An incredible play by Carricker, and Anderson making a great one himself. So we head to the 5th now. Liberty leading 7-2. Max Codier at the plate. UVA second baseman facing David Erickson. Erickson, he can give you 2 or 3 innings if you need it. Get you through these middle innings. 1-2 pitch on the way. Just missed off the outer edge. Count evens at 2-2. Codier 1 for 12 in the Pitt series. Hitting just 169 this season. He was a .338 hitter in 18 games last year. Tied for the national lead in triples with 4 during that span. That's why we keep going back to the struggles, and you keep thinking odds are Virginia has to break out. They just have too much talent. If you're a team like the Flames, you just hope you do it in a week or 2. Anderson trying to do it again. He's, you know what? Yeah. I mean, that's one of the beauties, and we talked about it in the game of baseball. You only have so many opportunities as a defender to make a special play, for everything to line up just right. And that's the difference right there. A couple of feet from maybe making a spectacular grab or not being able to catch it at all. Ball 4, leadoff walk here for Max Codier. So Virginia trying to build off of their 2-run 4th inning. Now look at Alex Tappan to the plate. He grounded out back in the 3rd inning, his first time up.
And it's those plays that we talked about last time we were together, Matt. North Carolina, Justice Thompson taking a home run away from Will Wagner. It's those plays you don't typically practice every day, especially the one Anderson made. And that pop foul that just eluded him a couple of pitches ago.
This one hit out into shallow right. Coming in fast as Wilson makes the catch. The throw on the run. Not in time to double up Codier. He started to wander a little far off of first base. That's a tough spot for a runner. You can't really commit necessarily either way as you're waiting to see if that's going to drop or not. As it is, a nice play by Wilson for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, he came sprinting in. I mean, right off the jump, he had a phenomenal read on that ball. Speed definitely helped him get there.
So the 9-hole hitter, Jimmy Sullivan, up now. He shoots one the other direction. Anderson on the move, tracks it down. Well, you talk about good outfield defense, and we really haven't even seen Jalen Guy make anything but routine plays today, and we know what he can do based off his career in a Flames uniform. But Anderson, Wilson, 2 additions via transfer in the offseason have both provided stellar defense in those corner outfield spots. So 2 away now. as Nick Kent, Virginia leadoff hitter, digs in. Kent 0 for 2 on the day. He was a freshman All-American back in 2019. Hit .328 last season as well. Got one in on his hands, but able to just inside out it into right field for a 2-out knock.
It's a Derek Jeter type hit right there for Nick Kent. Jammed him, put that knob through there first. Getting enough of it, serving it in right field.
So a leadoff walk and now a 2-out single has a couple runners on for the Cavaliers as Kyle Teal steps in. By the way, that was the first hit of the ball game for UVA. They scored those 2 runs in the 4th inning off of an error and a walk and then a couple of sacrifice flies. David Erickson keeps taking a shot just off the plate. And he keeps being denied by home plate umpire Tony Carrilli. Teal standing in on the left side. And he's got himself in a 2-0 count. Teal wasn't available at the start of the season. But since he was inserted in the lineup, he's one of the few guys that has done some good things offensively. Came in hitting over 300 on the day. Waits the 2-0 pitch. Off-speed pitch dropped right in there.
Really good breaking ball, good spin there by Erickson.
Teal, the New Jersey Gatorade Player of the Year last season, top player in the state. Takes a hack at that one, fouls it back and out of play. Just to tell you what kind of athlete Teal is. I heard Brian O'Connor say, yeah, he's a pretty good athlete behind the plate. Well, he was an all-state shortstop last season. I mean, he also played a little outfield. And as we've seen here today with some of the plays he's made, it's like a really good defensive catcher. You're seeing kind of that shift away. You used to think catcher, where you stick unathletic, big, slow. Now we've seen a lot of really athletic guys back there these days. Fastball catches the corner, and Erickson had been looking for that call all inning. He got it at the right time. Strike 3 looking, and UVA will strand a couple here in the 5th. We head to the bottom half of the inning. Liberty leading 7-2.
With print and play games, including bowling jackpot from the Virginia Lottery, you can turn your tickets into instant cash. We're talking the chance for a major payout at lightning speed. So if you want to rocket your way toward instant wins, race to a retailer right now to check out print and play and bowling jackpot for yourself. Players all over Virginia, from the mountains to the coast, won a combined $45.8 million last year in prizes playing print and play and bowling jackpot from the Virginia Lottery, the fastest way to play.
To prove our AA battery is the world's longest lasting, we tested it against our competitor's best battery. And Energizer Ultimate Lithium wins again. Energizer, backed by science, matched.
7-2 ball game, Liberty leading Virginia. Flames have yet to lose in this ballpark this season. 7-0 at home. Currently riding an 11-game win streak. And already we talk about some of the success they've had against ACC teams this year. Really just North Carolina. They swept the 2 games with them. But you kind of get the feeling, I don't know, why you remember 5 or 6 years ago, every game against an ACC opponent here seemed like
big deal.
This is a big deal. We beat Duke. That was huge. It kind of feels like Liberty's program has gotten to the point where it's more like just going about your business. As you take a look at the number of ACC games still to come for Liberty throughout the year, it just has started to feel expected, normal, and that's kind of, I guess, kind of tells you where this program has come from here over the last few years and how they've grown, and they continue to put themselves in a good position to get another ACC win here today, leading by 5 in the 5th. Logan Matthew up there at the dish.
Very similar to Liberty basketball.
Right.
I mean, it's the point now, and you guys talked about it on your podcast this week. You get to the tournament, you're mad that you lost.
Yeah.
Not happy you got there in the first round against Oklahoma State. And when you get mid-majors to that program, the nation needs to look out.
That one hit a mile high. Geloff made the catch and then threw it into right field. Doesn't matter. Matthew retired. One away here in the 5th inning. It's the first time Logan was retired today. I'll get Garrett Wilkinson up. He hasn't been retired yet today either. RBI double in the 1st. Drew a walk in the 3rd inning. A couple of good at-bats for a kid that really hadn't got much action this year. About took that one in the ear hole. Coming in, Wilkinson was just 1 for 7 on the season. He was a guy, though, last year that benefited from the Logan Matthew injury. Got 15 starts, 9 of them at first base. Hit that one up the middle. Cartier gets it, the long throw in time. Nice defensive play. Retires Wilkinson for the first time. Quickly 2 down in the 5th inning.
Good quick transfer by Codier at second. That one kind of handcuffed him up near his belt. Did not have much time. Wilkinson, decent speed coming out of the box. And not much time on that transfer to get it to first base. So nice play for out 2.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good defensive Virginia squad this season. It's Jalen Guy, 9-hole hitter. Squares the bunt, pulls it back, takes one outside. He was hit by a pitch back in the 1st inning. Strikeout victim in the 3rd. Jalen now 1 for his last 17. With his speed, he's kind of always been a guy that's been able to keep himself out of extended slumps with his legs, right? They say speed doesn't slump.
Nope.
And he's had a hard time getting on here so far this season. Also, 18 strikeouts. That's been a part of it as well, just not putting the ball in play as much. And he's down on the count here, 1-2. Kyle Witten looking for a 1-2-3 inning. Jalen just got a piece to stay alive. Jalen's one of those guys, despite the numbers, when coaches, teammates talk about him, the first thing they talk about is his character and work ethic. And when you hear that, you assume, all right, if the talent is there, and you know the type of kid he is and the work he's putting in, sooner or later, things are going to kind of turn around for him. And to this point, Scott Jackson has showed no hesitancy in running him out there day after day. You know the type of defense you'll get, and you believe in what you've seen over the years offensively, that'll start to show up here before too long. Kind of feels like, though, going back to that last at bat and even that swing, Jalen's just feeling for it a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, as a hitter, sometimes you're so much thinking, man, I just gotta make contact, that you're not really getting a good swing off. You're just kind of feeling for the baseball. Able to lay off that pitch and work a 2-out walk. So you get your most dangerous stolen base threat out there now with 2 away. See if Scott Jackson allows to put him in motion. Jalen 7 of 7 on stolen base opportunities this season. As Jake Wilson comes to the plate, and it's like UVA is going to go to the pen. Already 4 pitchers have thrown for the Cavaliers today. This will be number 5. Kyle Witten. An inning in the third. We'll tell you about the new reliever when we come back. Liberty leading 7-2 here in the bottom half of the 5th inning.
T-Mobile is the leader in 5G. We also believe in putting people first by treating them right. So we're upping the benefits without upping the price. Introducing Magenta Max. Now with unlimited premium data that can't slow down based on how much smartphone data you use. Plus, get Netflix on us and taxes and fees included. You won't find this with the other guys. In fact, you'll pay more and get less. Right now, pay 0 cost to switch. And bring your phone, we'll pay it off. Only at T-Mobile.
Here's a look at the lefty, center of the ball game for Virginia. The junior Brandon Neek out of New York. Been good this year.
Yeah, it certainly has. His last inning of work was against, let's see, Notre Dame. It's been 10 days since he pitched, 2/3 of an inning. Did not strike out a batter. And also pitched a little bit last year. All his appearances have been in relief. 3 games last year. This his 6th appearance here in 2021. And the numbers total, outside of what we just showed you, 3 innings, 6 strikeouts, a couple of walks. So not bad numbers for Neek.
Well, it gets kind of redundant when you're talking about a program like Virginia. Every kid is like the greatest kid to come out of his high school and
Sure.
Top kid in his state, but Neek was really highly touted. He was the 63rd ranked recruit in the country coming out of high school. In fact, he was ranked the 185th best draft prospect coming out of high school. And I mean, you think about how many rounds there are in the Major League Baseball draft. Like, that's a kid that had he not wanted to go to college, probably would have been selected at some point. And still kind of trying to find maybe as big a role as he would have liked in a UVA uniform. Certainly pitched well so far this year in the 5 outings he's had. And see if he can't add to that here today against the Flames. If you're going to face this Liberty lineup, you better have some lefties you can go to. With as many left-handed hitters as the Flames put out there, we've seen Virginia go to a few lefties here already. So top of the order for Liberty, Jake Wilson coming up. 0 for 2 officially, also walked and scored in the 4th. Jalen Guy taking that lead at first base. And a strike. Board right in there. Wilson, the grad transfer from Bowling Green. You never know when you go into that transfer market, although it's becoming more and more popular throughout all sports in college athletics right now. But you never know how a guy's going to fit. You think maybe the talent will work in your program, whatever, but then it just doesn't when he gets on campus. So far, it seems like Scott Jackson has hit the jackpot on everybody he's brought in during this past offseason. Think about Trevor DeLate, Friday night starter.
Yep.
Wilson, Aaron Anderson. They are all making huge contributions for the Flames.
17 newcomers on this 2021 roster.
And a roster that didn't lose much.
No. 9 transfers.
Jalen Guy running. That one's popped up on the infield. Geloff underneath it. Couple steps into foul territory. Makes the grab, and that'll do it for the Flames here in the 5th inning. So they get a runner on, but that's all they get. They have a 5-run advantage as we head to the 6th.
Today tastes like a home game, like a huddle. Tastes like we're bringing the heat, and like a front row seat. Today tastes like we're a team, and it never tasted this good.
Seven-2 ball game. Liberty leading Virginia as we head to the 6th inning. But first, want to remind you, Liberty football 2021 season tickets are on sale now. See the 2-time defending Cure Bowl champions take on Army, Old Dominion, many others here at Williams Stadium. Season tickets start at just $70. Get yours at lufootball.com. AY, big event coming up Saturday. The Liberty football team. You'll be out there, right?
I will be. Red, white, and blue preview for those Liberty fans tuning in today. Not exactly a spring game, but we're going to focus on the Liberty football team. Your show, Flame Central, also going to have some football news coming up this week. But reserved for Flames club members, season ticket holders. So if you're not one of those and you live within earshot,
what's your excuse?
Become a member, get some tickets, and join us on Saturday. 10 o'clock will be the start. And our radio partner, Paul Artigliano, and myself will be on a live video stream for a few minutes with Athletics Director Ian McCall, Flames Club Director Mike Hagan. That'll start at 10. We have that link posted to our social media channels. And for those that can't make it, we'll be streaming for 30-40 minutes to show you kind of what's going on Saturday.
Yeah, a lot of great stuff going on Saturday. Videos coming out throughout the day, even some promotions as well.
Yeah, we've got a special back-to-back Cure Bowl championship poster that's been created. That will be signed by Hugh Freeze, Malik Willis, Flames quarterback, and defensive back Javon Scruggs. So if you're active on our social media channels, you'll get a chance to get one of those posters. And they were signing those today, and limited number. So be sure to follow our Liberty football social media channels on Saturday.
Well, quickly 2 away here in the 6th. Geloff grounded out to first baseman Logan Matthew. Foley grounded out to second base, and now Devin Ortiz steps to the plate. As David Erickson is making quick work of these Cavalier hitters here in the 6th inning. That one runs inside. Erickson now 2 1/3 innings of work, just 1 hit allowed. That ERA continues to go down for the Flames reliever. Just think about the pitching we've seen from Liberty. I mean, their weekend starters have been unreal the last couple of weeks during this 11-game win streak. That one chopped foul. A couple of veterans in DeLate, Mason Meyer, and Then you talk about the freshman Trey Gibson and what he's turning into. That big fella, true freshman. Scott Jackson said before the year, this could be the best pitcher we've ever had in the program. He struggled early his first couple of starts. Last couple, he's looked like the best pitcher maybe Liberty's ever had in the program. Deep in the hole, Locklear plants his feet, fires across the diamond in time. Strong arm, gets Devin Ortiz at first, and Virginia goes 1-2-3 here in the 6th inning. Head to the bottom half, Liberty leads at 7-2. You're watching Liberty Baseball on ESPN+.
T-Mobile is the leader in 5G. We also believe in putting people first by treating them right, so we're upping the benefits without upping the price. Introducing Magenta Max, now with unlimited premium data that can't slow down based on how much smartphone data you use. Plus, get Netflix on us, and taxes and fees included. You won't find this with the other guys. In fact, you'll pay more and get less. Right now, pay 0 cost to switch. And bring your phone, we'll pay it off. Only at T-Mobile.
We started with computers. We didn't stop at computers. We didn't stop at storage or cloud. We kept going, working with our customers to enable a kind of technology that can guide an astronaut back to safety and help make a hospital come to you instead of you going to it. So when it comes to your business, you know we'll stop at nothing.
Beautiful day for baseball here in Lynchburg. Mid-60s. Let's take a look at the monogram. Liberty leads at 7-2. An attack on Moores. Just in there, 2-3-4 hitters to the plate here in the 6th. Brandon Neek remaining in the ball game for Virginia. They've thrown 5 pitchers so far today. After today, Liberty gets back into A-Sun play. They'll travel to Bellarmine, newest member of the A-Sun Conference. I was talking with Liberty radio voice Nick Pierce about the trip. He's going to try to swing by the Louisville Slugger Factory Museum, see if he can't get himself a tour. So he's looking forward to heading to Louisville to play the Knights, as that one goes into the UVA dugout. May have caught a piece of somebody.
You been there?
I have not. My brother actually just went. They traveled out here from the Midwest to Lynchburg this past week. They stopped, and he said it was a really cool experience. So I need to get out there sometime. You been?
I have. Once. I was in college. I think it was the Christmas break of '98.
So they were probably hand turning the bats at that point.
They were.
Yeah.
Funny part was when we went, my dad and I, it was a particular weekday, and it was either the first day after Christmas or maybe the 27th, prime time for getting bats ready for spring training. But at the time when we went, there was not a big crowd.
Betts pops that one up. Everybody looking for it. Teal found it, called off by the third baseman Geloff, who smartly takes that play. And his catcher was searching the skies for that baseball.
Geloff taking immediate charge of that one coming in. You could hear him right from the get-go. As you mentioned, Teal having trouble with that one. And so we went to the Bat Factory in Louisville because there might have been 3 people in line.
Yeah.
Maybe that. I don't even know if it was that many. So they let us kind of get deeper into the plant than typical people would, and they take them off the assembly line, and able to. I can't remember whose bats we had, but it's actually big leaguers, and it was kind of cool.
I told Pierce, give me a full scouting report. He said he would post pictures on social media and everything.
Sure he will.
So yeah, so be on the lookout for that. Aaron Anderson at the plate, goes the other way. Says, keep shifting me. Just keep shifting me. Twice now he's beaten the shift going the opposite way. He's got 2 knocks to go along with a walk. And Flames have another runner on here in the 6th inning. Some guys, it just seems easier for them than others. It's like they just have just the back control. It's almost like it's in slow motion. Obviously the greatest probably of all time just in terms of like making it look easy in back control, like Tony Gwynn. You think about it, it never looked like he was strained or everything was just so easy. You know, hitting to all fields. That one shot down the line just wide of the bag as Ortiz went rolling past it. He made a lunging attempt.
Speaking of Tony Gwynn, I always enjoy watching, you know, may he rest in peace, but just interviews. He was always such a happy guy doing interviews with the media. I was listening to a Padres spring training game last week on the radio, and his son, Tony Gwynn Jr., they sound identical. Right? I'm like, wait a minute. I know Tony passed away, but that was his son, and you could not tell the difference.
Yeah, I think isn't his son an analyst for them now, I think.
Yeah. I don't know if he does TV as well, but I had not heard him call any games before, and it's just striking the resemblance in the two voices.
Cool. Will Wagner up there, down in the count 0-2. Takes one outside. Will open the scoring in this ball game with a 3-run home run back in the first. Just a laser shot into the bullpen there in right field. That one misses downstairs. 2-2 the count. Will was one of the best players in the entire ASUN conference a couple of seasons ago, hampered by injuries last year. And Virginia is making a point to attack him on the inner half. We've seen him hit a couple into that UVA dugout. We've seen him hammer one off his own shin. We've seen him hammer one over the wall. 3-2 pitch coming here. And he swings through a big strikeout there for Brandon Neek.
He also had that shin guard he didn't have last at bat.
That's true. You're right. So I get Cam Locklear up there with 2 away. Cam an RBI single. A 2-out RBI single back in the 4th inning to extend his hitting streak to 4 games. It's going to be strange next year to not have Cam Locklear in a Flames uniform playing shortstop, you know?
Yeah.
5 years he's been out there for Liberty every day. Got a good hitters count here. We've seen him do a good job taking the ball the other way here of late. Lays off that one that just missed off the outer half. And Neek, after the big strikeout, throws 3 straight balls. And that one missed. So a 4-pitch walk to Cam Locklear, and suddenly the Flames have a couple runners on here with 2 away. You had Trey McDyer up there. Liberty has drawn 6 walks today. Remember earlier in the year we talked to Scott Jackson. They said we're not having those kind of at bats we used to have. We're not quite drawing some of the walks. We're chasing a little bit. And it feels like since that conversation, we've seen the Flames improve in that regard immensely. I think they drew 10 walks against North Carolina a week ago.
Yep.
And now 6 so far here today.
They've walked at least 6 times in 7 of their last 8 games.
Wow.
Yep. Right on point.
Talk about giving yourself an opportunity to score some runs. One way to do it. And again, Neek tries to catch the corner. And comes up empty. Dyer, one of those Flames that have walked so far today. Walked and scored back in the 5-run first inning. Retired his next 2 times at the plate. Neek is struggling to find it right now. Now, sometimes I feel like a pitcher you make that big pitch to get out number 2, and you kind of say, okay, you feel like, oh, great, good, got that, and then you maybe let up or just lose focus just a little bit, and this can happen.
Drew Dickinson, pitching coach, out to chat with him. And sometimes you try to nibble, and you're not getting the call, which he's not right now.
Yeah.
The frustration starts to build, and you try to do a little bit too much, which seems like he's done the last couple of pitches.
So a 2-0 count for McDyer as the meeting comes to an end. Liberty already up 5. Showed you some of the numbers on the Flames bullpen during this win streak. You start to get into late innings. Some fresh arms down there in the pen for Liberty, and things get tough. So Flames, they're able to add a couple more here in the 6th. They could blow this thing wide open. Dyer has been one of the Flames' hottest hitters here over the last couple of weeks. Lays off that pitch down low, and it's 3-0. Logan Matthew waits on deck. And you'd have a decision then, because with Neek you get the lefty-lefty matchup, but if he can't find the strike zone, does that matter? 3-0 pitch coming. That's in there. See if that gets him back on track. Dyer, a couple of walks on Sunday against VCU, already 1 drawn here today. And there's a second. The base is loaded full of Flames. And coming up is your home run leader, Logan Matthew. 5 home runs on the season, 1 of them coming today. Solo shot back in the 3rd inning. And it looks like Brandon Neek is going to get the opportunity here to stay in the ballgame. They stick with the lefty-lefty matchup. Breaking ball drops right in there for a big strike 1. Virginia puts the shift on Matthew. 3 infielders there to the right side of second base. Skies that one. Shallow center field. Everybody chasing for it, and the play will be made out there. I believe that was Kent that snagged it for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Flames lead them loaded in the 6th, and to settle for the 5-run lead as they head to the 7th.
T-Mobile is the leader in 5G. We also believe in putting people first by treating them right. So we're upping the benefits without upping the price. Introducing Magenta Max. Now with unlimited premium data that can't slow down based on how much smartphone data you use. Plus, get Netflix on us and taxes and fees included. You won't find this with the other guys. In fact, you'll pay more and get less. Right now, pay 0 cost to switch. And bring your phone, we'll pay it off. Only at T-Mobile.
We love our new home.
There's so much space.
But we have ants.
Expired. Expired. Expired.
It's a lot of house. I hope you can keep it clean.
At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
This is my cage.
You gotta baptize my waist.
This presentation of college baseball is brought to you by Runkin Pratt Senior Living Communities. We want to do life with you. And by Carter Bank and Trust, member FDIC. Well, Virginia has been dominant in midweek games this season. These are the numbers coming into today. Outscoring opponents 37-6. They've tossed 2 straight shutouts. You look at the ERA. It has been a different story here this afternoon in Lynchburg. Liberty wasting no time in this game, jumping out to a 5-0 lead in the first inning. And at the plate, hasn't been easy for Virginia there either. Just 1 hit. They do have the 2 runs. But just 1 hit so far today, as David Erickson will remain in the ball game. He's gone 2 2/3 innings to this point. Let's see if he can't get him all the way to the late stages of this ball game. Addy Burrow at the plate. Did not go around. Alan told you earlier, Burrow making his first collegiate, not only start, but his first collegiate action, the cousin of Joe Burrow. Couple of hops to the shortstop. Locklear throw across in time for the first out. As AY, I'm an out late, sending it back to you. You're our closer. I was just gonna pull a David Erickson and just kind of keep carrying it to the late innings. AY, take us the rest of the way.
I'll need your help though.
I'll stick around.
Yeah. 1 out for Max Codier. He's 0 for 1 with a walk.
I owe you one. Next game,
gotcha.
I'll get you that third of an inning.
We'll call it a hold. Codier walked his last time up in the 5th. Also grounded out. 7 runs on 7 hits for Liberty, 1 error for the Flames. 2 runs, only 1 hit for Virginia. Came in 13th out of 14 teams in hitting in the ACC. Next pitch outside, 3-0. Pretty consistent strike zone for Tony Corelli today. Not many, if at all, arguments on either side with any of these pitches. Fastball right down there, 3-1. Flames open up with a 5-run first. Added 1 in the 3rd. Virginia came back with 2 in the 4th. Liberty added 1 in the 4th as well. Checked him up. The appeal denied. Can't argue with that. Says Max Codier with 1 out. These 2 teams will run it back April 27th up in Charlottesville. Last time these 2 teams met, 2019. They split their home and home, with each winning on their home field. Time call, Matt Williams going out to chat. Matt came on last year as the pitching coach. Spent some time in minor league ball as well. I think that's got to aid these pitching staff of a guy that's been at the pro level, had that experience of what it takes to pitch in pro ball.
Yeah, and just being able to tell you guys, hey, this is what they're looking for.
Yeah.
You're going to need to be able to do this, to get that opportunity.
And this staff has been pitching well this spring. Alex Tappan fouls first pitch back. Tappan's 0 for 2. Ground out and a pop out. Virginia gets back in action this weekend, hosting Miami for a 3-game series. Hurricanes 10-7 on the year, while the Flames will head to Bellarmine Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Start of a 8-game road trip. That'll take them to Durham to play Duke and down to Kennesaw, Georgia. 0-2. Slider. The appeal denied by Thomas Newsom. 1-2. Swing and a miss, off speed, got him. And that's out number 2. One of the best pitches David Erickson has thrown today.
Yeah, good off-speed pitch. And for Erickson, you feel like getting close to the end of the line here. 3 1/3 innings. Take a look at what he's done this year. He's only thrown more than that in one outing this season. Let's take a look at that upcoming schedule for Virginia.
Come back to the mound. Erickson can walk it over he wants. Instead, he'll toss it to his teammate Logan Matthew to retire the side. Nice job by David Erickson as he continues to build on a phenomenal resume here in 2021.
Carter Bank & Trust has supported Liberty University for over 3 decades. When many were skeptical of Liberty's vision, our founder, Worth Harris Carter Jr., understood the vision and saw its potential. His instincts were correct. Liberty University has become a regional economic engine. We continue Mr. Carter's legacy by working with determined visionaries to transform potentials into realities every day. As with Liberty University, Carter Bank & Trust is proud of the past, focused on the future.
Championship action is when the ASUN is at its finest. That's why you'll want to visit asunphotos.com. ASUN Photos is present at every ASUN championship, capturing the action, including those must-have shots that you may have missed or want to save for a memory. We understand your passion, so when you want to relive those favorite moments, players, and special memories, start with the experts from asunphotos.com.
Time to take a look at our game recap. First inning, Will Wagner. As the Flames hit around in the first, 3-run home run. And Garrett Wilkinson with an RBI double. Wild pitch forced in a run as well. And in the third inning, Logan Matthew unloaded one into the bullpen. Flames took an early 6-0 lead. Fourth inning, Virginia fights back with a couple of sac flies to make it 6-2. The Flames would add another run later on in the fourth inning as Ken Locklear, 2 out, RBI single, plays Jake Wilson. Game recap presented by Carter Bank & Trust. And cannot talk about this game without mentioning the job the pitching has done again. Mason Hand 3 1/3, strikeout, no earned runs, and David Erickson 3 2/3, only 1 hit allowed by Virginia, or for Virginia, pardon me. Cavaliers have given up 7 hits and 7 runs, and here's our first look at Channing Austin, new pitcher in for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, freshman out of Brooklyn, New York. This would be just his second collegiate appearance. See the ERA pretty lofty, and again, that's just a third of an inning he threw. Gave up a couple of runs. That was against VMI all the way back on February 23rd. So it's been over a month since the last time he threw. He's looking to record a few outs and get that ERA heading south.
Get a pinch hitter as well, Brady Gulikowski, as he will hit for Garrett Wilkinson, who will finish the day 1 for 2. Gulikowski's hit the ball hard of late after a tough start to the year. He was hitting .083 after the first 7 games, 2 for his first 24. But is hitting .313 his last 9 games. And did have 1 hit in the series win against VCU. And it's up in the count here, 3-1 against Austin, who was the 5th best prospect out of the state of New York coming out of high school. And he will walk on 5 pitches. And number 9 batter Jalen Guy coming up. What was that, the 6th walk today?
It's the 7th.
7, okay.
Oh, 8.
Okay.
Can't keep up.
Austin, the 6th pitcher for Virginia. Guy will square to bunt. That one's not close. And no bunt needed now as Gulakowski moves up on the wild pitch. Guy today's 0 for 1. He's been hit by a pitch, has walked. And while that was a bunt situation, sometimes just getting a guy to bunt, seeing a pitch off the bat, could do him some good. Jalen hit 148 right now. And I was going to say, sometimes in not a situation, make him do it again.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
And with Jalen's speed, even a sacrifice, sometimes his speed is able to beat it out anyway. Right now, Channing Austin just looks like he's lacking a little confidence out there. Young kid, you know the talent's there. It's based off of some of his accolades coming to UVA, but not going to get a chance to work through it here. I think you see that talk there from Brian O'Connor.
Yeah.
It's probably a, hey, you're going to be fine. We're going to give you other opportunities, just not right now.
You have Cox Home Life, so you could see what triggered the porch light. But you're not thinking about that. You're thinking about how a little rain won't stop you from sleeping under the stars. You're thinking by this time next year, she'll be at sleepaway camp with Anna and Sophia. You're not thinking about the front porch. Well, maybe just a little. Stay close to the moments that matter. Cox Home Life will help take care.
Channing Austin saw one batter, and he walked Garrett Wilkinson. And Jalen Guy up now. In the middle of his at-bat, Virginia will make a pitching change. Billy Price comes in. What can you tell us, Matt?
I can tell you he's tall, number one. 6'6", 215, left-hander. On the year, you take a look at those numbers in 5 appearances. Price, last time out on the 17th, so a week ago against Towson, went 2 innings of scoreless baseball, did walk 3, which fits well with what we've seen here today. Pitched his 2 games out of the bullpen last season. And going back to 2019, appeared in 8 games, including 4 starts that season, and made his collegiate debut against Liberty right here, March 13th.
Certainly did. 2/3 of an inning on that afternoon. Struck out 1. Tossed 10 pitches. He's got a brother, Robbie, who's a right-handed pitcher at Tulane. Born and raised out of Morristown, New Jersey. And I like on the Virginia website, they've got a audio bar. You click on it, and each player pronounces their name.
And usually where they're from.
Yes.
Which, to the normal fan, they may not care. For us, that's huge.
That is big time.
We appreciate that.
There's the walk totals. And for a team that is built on power, which Virginia is from a pitching standpoint, 7th in the country in strikeouts coming in. 8 walks. Give a little heartburn on that way back to Charlottesville if this game ends up like it is now. Jalen Guy, not a bunting situation, but he did square to bunt the last pitch he saw with Brady Gulakowski out at second. 2-0, squares the bunt, gets it down, and a good bunt. You can tell the athleticism there by Teal coming out from his catcher spot. If ever there was a Gucci-like type of play there on the sack bunt, defensively, that was it by Teal.
That was smooth. Yeah, he told you he was all-state shortstop. He looked like it the way he made that play.
Sacrifice to move Gulakowski to third. Only 2-3 put out. And now Jake Wilson will come up. Bottom of the 7th, 7-2 Liberty with 1 away. Wilson, his 5th at bat. Late swing and a foul tap. Wilson's 0 for 3, walked and scored as well. Flames hit around in the first. Wilson actually made the first out of the game and the 3rd out of the first with a strikeout. I was watching a game earlier this year, might have been the first week of the season. I think it was out west. Player had 2 grand slams in 1 inning.
I did see that. Well, I saw there was some, I think it was a Big Ten team, maybe it was Michigan. Who was it? They had 3 grand slams in a game. Maybe it was like in 3 straight innings.
Ground ball at second. Codier, nice play. 2-way. Holding Gulikowski at third. Now the infield can go back with 2 outs.
You pull the infield in, you basically know your range is cut down. You hope they just hit it within a step to either side. And well, Jake Wilson hit that one pretty hard. Bad luck hitting it right at Codier.
Wilson now 0 for 4. Gray Betts 1 for 3. And again, Gray Betts changing up his intro song. There is a Liberty intro song fan poll coming out between softball and the baseball team.
Yeah, I think I did.
Fans can vote on who they like.
The first matchup was out. Was it today?
Yeah, I think so. Gray Betts on this at bat, choosing Rod Bass and DJ Easy Rock. Betts popped out to third last time up. The lefty Price steals. Count 3-0. So Virginia 1 pitch away from their 9th walk of the day. And there it is. Second walk of the frame for the Cavaliers.
Yeah, they've thrown 7 pitchers now.
Yep.
6 of them have issued a walk. Not Luke Schauer. So we didn't appreciate what we had in Luke, but he did not issue a walk in his inning in the 3rd.
Pitch well. No runs, no hits. A couple of strikeouts for Schauer. Aaron Anderson will bat right-handed, switch hitter. 1-0 the count. Anderson has hit away from the shift twice today. He's 2 for 3. Had him shifted into right when he hit left-handed in the first. Singled into left field. And opposite his last time up, they had him shifted to left and he went to right. A lot of folks will have the water cooler discussion about doing away with the shift and not letting teams do it. And ground ball to third, backhanded by Geloff. Throw over, not in time. Gulikowski will score to make it 8-2. Good hustle from Aaron Anderson with 2 outs in the 7th.
3-hit day for Aaron Anderson. Yeah, he saw a little bit of the speed. This was going to be a tough play. Geloff, a long throw across the diamond, and even with this turf, it kind of gives you a little bit of an advantage throwing a one-hopper. Anderson able to beat it out.
Betts will move up to second on the RBI by Anderson. His 12th during this 11-game winning streak for Liberty. Will Wagner at the plate. He'll send one to left and deep towards the gap. It's going to go off the wall over Rivoli. Ground rule double will score Betts. And Anderson will have to go back to third. A couple of runs here in the 7th, and Flames are tacking them on here late.
And this should be scary to everyone around the A-Sun that sees the Flames heating up offensively and sees this guy in particular, Will Wagner, starting to heat up. The home run earlier, now the ground rule double showing some pop the opposite way. Flames starting to fire on all cylinders.
Wagner now 4 RBIs in this game. 2 for 5 all told. And this lineup is built for this, Matt.
Yeah.
You look at Cam Locklear. He's 1 for 3, went the other way on a 2-out hit back in the 4th. He also walked. 9 runs on 9 hits for Liberty. 2 across in the 7th. And again, Virginia 2 runs came off sac flies. In the 4th, Cavaliers only have 1 hit today. Off speed, a good one. 0-2 the count. Looking back, Liberty pitching. 1 hit, North Alabama. I say pitching, pitcher.
Yeah.
Trevor DeLate. 1 hit, North Alabama back on March 12th. And then they were 2 hit on Saturday, 2 hit on Sunday. VCU 3 hits this past Sunday. 0-2. Up high, 1-2 the count.
Well, that's what Scott Jackson likes about this group. He says, I feel like we can win games different ways. Do we need to score? The offense is good enough to do that on some days. Yep. Do we need to win a 3-2 pitchers duel like we saw against VCU on Saturday? Well, they can do that too.
1-2. Off speed at 68. Waved through by Locklear to retire the side. Flames send 7 to the plate. Scoring 2 as they take a 9-2 lead into the 8th.
T-Mobile is the leader in 5G. We also believe in putting people first by treating them right. So we're upping the benefits without upping the price. Introducing Magenta Max. Now with unlimited premium data that can't slow down based on how much smartphone data you use. Plus, get Netflix on us and taxes and fees included. You won't find this with the other guys. In fact, you'll pay more and get less. Right now, pay 0 cost to switch. And bring your phone, we'll pay it off. Only at T-Mobile.
With Print and Play from the Virginia Lottery, you could turn your tickets into instant cash. We're talking the chance for a major payout at lightning speed. So if you want to rocket your way toward instant wins, race to a retailer right now to check out Print and Play for yourself. All you have to do is print and then play or scan your ticket to find out if you're an instant winner. You could win up to $75,000. Print and Play from the Virginia Lottery, the fastest way to play.
9-2 Liberty, top of the 8th here from Lynchburg, Virginia with Matt Warner. I'm Alan York. And new pitcher in for the Flames, left-hander Mason Fluharty. And he'll come in place of David Erickson. Erickson today 3 2/3 of a relief, couple of strikeouts. No runs given up on just 1 hit. And Mason Hand started, he went 3 1/3. Gave up 2 runs, none of them earned, however. Struck out 1. And what are we looking at for Mason Fluharty, Matt?
Well, some really good stuff, and you see the ERA elevated a little bit. They want to see if they can get him right here. Walks have been a little bit of an issue. 5 walks in 6 2/3 innings pitched. Last time out was against North Carolina. In fact, that was, what, 8 days ago, I guess. Inning and 2/3, 3 hits. Did give up 1 run on a couple of doubles in that ball game. But you got a 7-run ball game now. Good chance to get him out there and see if he can put together a solid outing. And again, they like the stuff.
Yeah.
Need to just kind of get him on track.
And these guys, Scott Jackson says he's a good matchup guy. Landon Riley also the back end of that bullpen. They can come in multiple situations, and with Liberty up 9-2, really good situation for him to just throw strikes, pitch to contact.
Yep.
And Log an inning or two here. First pitch, fastball outside, ball one. Top lineup due now for Virginia: Nick Kent, Kyle Teal, Zach Geloff. Kent's 1 for 3. Single last time up in the 5th. Went the other way with it. One of those patented inside out Derek Jeter style swings on that single for Kent. Into right field. The 2-0. And there for a strike, 2-1. Did I read something? Derek Jeter's doing something in Japan now?
Well, I know he's, what, isn't he like the president of the Marlins?
Yeah. I saw something in the Players Tribune about him doing something in Japan. He said, we're on the way, whatever that meant, but ground ball out. 1 here in the 8th.
Think about some of the bullpen arms that we've seen for Liberty, and we've seen the best one already today, David Erickson. I say that. Landon Riley's had 8 outings and hasn't allowed a run with 4 saves. He's been fantastic in his opportunities. Fluharty, seen the good stuff from him. Fraser Ellard is an ERA under 2. Nick Willard is a young guy who we have really been impressed with. 1.2 ERA in 5 appearances. So it's more than just, oh, it's been good starting pitching for Liberty. They can get you in the middle innings with Erickson, and then some power arms at the back end of that bullpen. I mean, as you look at this Liberty team, the way they're playing right now, and it's easy to say that maybe because this is, you know, they're about to, unless something falls apart here, win their 12th straight, but where's the weakness? Like, there's no glaring holes on this roster right now. Oh, by the way, Brandon Rohr is about to come back, a veteran quality left-handed bat and outfielder.
2-1. Fastball in there. Pops the mid at 89. And we've talked a little bit about the defense, like the outfield, but that's something too that has been just stellar during this winning streak as well. Just 10 errors coming into today. Kyle Teal singles into right with 1 out.
Yeah, and once Trey McDyer started swinging the bat a little bit, played himself back into the lineup, that just improves the defense that much more too, because he is a really, really high-level defensive third baseman.
Back to Derek Jeter and his Japan.
Yeah, you got the scoop on that.
He created the Players Tribune right before he retired 7 years ago. They're now expanding that into Japan.
Okay.
World's 3rd largest sports market, but one that previously had no athlete-driven storytelling platform. There you go. That was a soft liner into center. And that'll one hop to Jalen Guy. So a little rally simmering for Virginia here in the 8th. On Zach Geloff's single in the back of Kyle Teal's single.
Yeah, a couple of good swings off Fluharty. And you got the middle part of this lineup coming to the plate. I wonder if Liberty will start cranking things up in that bullpen.
It's just the 2nd time in this game Virginia has had back-to-back hitters on base consecutive. And the first time they've done it with hits. There's a liner caught by Locklear right at the shoe tops of his Air Jordans, and that'll be out number 2.
Teal scrambling back to second base.
Now batting the first baseman, Devin Ortiz.
Let's see here. 2-way. And Devin Ortiz will come up. First baseman's 0 for 2. Sacrifice RBI back in the 4th. Pitch misses in, ball 1.
Probably his last chance to make it a 3rd straight game with a home run.
Did that against Pitt over the weekend. Virginia's lost all 4 of their ACC series. Yet they have springboarded into midweek games with winning all 4.
Yeah.
Of their Sunday games, or Monday. Cue shot foul.
It's just been a bizarre year for them to this point.
With the exception of Notre Dame, they got swept by the Irish in Charlottesville. But they won a Sunday game with North Carolina, Florida State, and Pitt on Monday. And they got Miami coming up this weekend in Charlottesville. 2-1. So we haven't really talked about that. They won the national championship in 13, but Brian O'Connor and whatever publication you read, they weren't that good of a team up until late in that year. So there is time for them to turn it around. Now, talent-wise, they're probably not where they were 6 years ago, but, you know, we've seen this story before.
Well, I remember that season, I think it was, when they came in here, and he's like, man, we're just a mess. And we talked to him before the game, and you're like, man, this team is just heading the wrong direction. And yet they kind of got it turned around. And he said, that's what I'm trying to tell these guys. Yeah. You got to keep a positive attitude. He's like, because we've been on the other end, where we've been really, really good throughout the regular season and then crash and burn in the postseason. So he's like, you just got to keep staying positive, working every day, and just try to incrementally get a little bit better each time out.
Hit and run. One hopper to Locklear. Look at that backhand. Wow, what a play. Salmon a run here in the 8th. The preseason A-Sun Defensive Player of the Year, showing us why right there. 9-2 Liberty. Home half coming up.
T-Mobile is the leader in 5G. We also believe in putting people first by treating them right. So we're upping the benefits without upping the price. Introducing Magenta Max. Now with unlimited premium data that can't slow down based on how much smartphone data you use. Plus, get Netflix on us and taxes and fees included. You won't find this with the other guys. In fact, you'll pay more and get less. Right now, pay zero cost to switch. And bring your phone, we'll pay it off. Only at T-Mobile.
Did you know Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance and more? So what are you waiting for? World's strongest man, Martins Litzis, to help you break down boxes?
What am I gonna do to you, Box? Let me break it down for you. Oh!
Geico. See all the ways you could save.
It's time, and time is running out. If you're going to make history, it's time to start making it.
Nine-2 Liberties. We go to the bottom half of the 8th inning alongside Matt Warner. I'm Alan York. Glad you're along today for Liberty and Virginia on ESPN+. Good crowd at the ballpark.
Some can dance.
Yep. Some just aren't used to being on the camera.
Some, yeah, want no part of it.
Devin Ortiz is going to come to pitch from first base. He was the first base starter today, so he'll come in to pitch here in the 8th inning.
Well, he was a two-way player in 2018. Check and see. I thought that was the last time I had seen that he had thrown for them. We'll do a little research on that. Nope, I take that back.
Okay.
He did pitch in 2019, it looks like, as well, but I don't believe he threw last year on the mound for them.
Really good athlete, his uncle, Daniel Ortiz, drafted by Texas in 1991. face McDyer, Matthew, and Gulikowski, 6, 7, and 8. Your kids ever been on like a big screen, like video board before the game?
Yeah.
Whether it be Liberty or
yeah, they go crazy. Yeah, they enjoy that.
My dad and I were at Old Comiskey Park back in like, I don't know, 84, 85. And it's weird when the camera's on you, you're looking at the screen and see yourself on it. And then you're like, okay, where's the camera?
Yeah.
You don't know what to do, but highlight for those that get on it. Like those cams that a lot of teams will have, like in between innings, they'll have somebody's on the dugout with the video camera panning around. 9-2 Liberty, bottom of the 8th. From Worthington Field, Liberty Baseball Stadium. These two teams will rematch April 27th in Charlottesville. Trey McDyer's 0 for 2. He's walked twice, has scored a run. Also struck out and grounded out. Real name's Daniel. He's the third Daniel in the family, so he goes by Trey. Want to know the count? Next pitch from Ortiz. Line foul back at the net, 1-1.
You always see that with the third, is Trey. What does the fourth? Like, I don't run into any quads or like what's next?
Q. I don't know. It would probably just be the fourth.
I guess you're right. Yeah.
The 1-1. Cued off the end of the bat.
Touch him!
Wild play at first base on Kent's high throw, and McDyer will find his way to first base.
Yeah, throw just sailing high. The question I had was, did McDyer touch the bag when he went by the first time? Looks like I couldn't tell there, because then when it was picked up, nope. I couldn't tell when it was picked up if the first baseman there had his foot on the bag or not when he picked it up, but he did not, so it wouldn't have mattered either way. That's tapping over there at first base now.
There's a ground ball into right for Logan Matthew. McDyer speeds away to third. So runners on the corners, nobody out. Some other changes. Jimmy Sullivan moves from center to right. Addy Burrow is now in center field. As you mentioned, Tappan now at first. Brady Gulikowski walked and scored as he pinch hit in the 7th. Missed on that hanging curveball, 0-1. Official ruling on McDyer. He reaches on an error, and he's now at third base. 0-1. Fastball missed, evens up the count.
You wonder, as the sitting goes on, right fielder Jake Wilson coming up here in a couple play appearances, if Brandon Rohrer is available, you wonder if you might get him in at bat here. Kind of a low leverage situation.
Yeah. Good to get his feet wet again. 1-2 now to Gulikowski. I'm sure he'll get a good round of applause. Trey Mancini missed some time last year with the Orioles fighting cancer.
Yeah.
Made his way back, and his first spring training at bat singled, and the ovation he got from the crowd was really heartfelt. 1-2. Curveball. Got him looking. Good pitch there by Ortiz. It's out 1.
Yeah, good breaking ball. You're talking about a guy that Hasn't pitched a lot in a while.
Till, yep, Till just waiting there for the call. Framing it there is the catcher. There's Jalen Guy. Sack bunt his last time up. 0 for 1 in his 4 at-bats. He's been hit by a pitch. He's walked. Scores the bunt. Does so up the line. And he'll be tagged out. Sacrifice squeeze will drive in a run. And Jalen Guy, 5 at-bats. He's had a productive day as they try to get him out of a slump, and that'll help.
Yeah, that's kind of the crazy thing. As hard a time as he's had the batting average, he's got 12 RBIs on the year.
Team player, always with a smile. Leads the charges in the dugout. And for a guy hitting the buck, whatever it is right now, for him to have that big smile, that's good to see. It always helps when you've won 11 in a row, right?
That's right.
Leadoff batter Jake Wilson up. Ground ball to third, bobbled by Geloff. Has enough time though to throw out the speedy Wilson to retire the side. Flames pick up another run as they lead 10-2 going to the 9th inning in Lynchburg.
Craving Jersey Mike's and our one-of-a-kind red wine vinegar and olive oil blend? Just tap and unwrap. Order Jersey Mike's through our app for no-contact delivery and at-the-door pickup. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
At Carillion Clinic, safety has always been our top priority. That's why we mask, shield, clean, screen, and go beyond what's required to keep you and everyone taking care of you safe. Don't put your health on hold. From our hospitals to your family doctor and even connecting from home. That's what seeing you safely looks like at Carillion Clinic.
Hungry? Go giant for dinner. Feed the family with giant-sized subs from Jersey Mike's. Order through our app for no-contact pickup or delivery. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Flames up 10-2 over Virginia alongside Matt Warner. I'm Alan York. Here's a look at some of the season totals for Virginia and what they have not done today, and it's just been a flip of the script. Liberty has dominated this game, and Liberty's played well against the ACC.
Man, about to go 3-0 against the ACC. That is an impressive start to the year for Liberty, and you know, those 9 walks just hard to overcome if you're that Virginia pitching staff.
Speaking of pitching, Flames will go to another lefty out of the bullpen, Fraser Ellard. Ellard. Here's the numbers on him right now. 6'4" senior, transfer out of Lander, originally from Roswell, Georgia. Anything else from those numbers you can pick out?
Well, he went inning and 2/3 with 6 strikeouts against VCU over the weekend, so that's pretty good.
Yes.
Just another one of those bullpen arms, guys that, you know, 7 appearances, 14 innings, 24 strikeouts in those 14 innings. So he's been pretty filthy coming out of the bullpen. He's a guy that will drop down from time to time, give you a few different arm angles. And another one of those off-season additions for Liberty that has been really good for him.
Addy Burrow making his college debut today, lining it, McDyer at the hot corner for out 1.
Burrow thought he had his first collegiate hit right there. McDyer says not so fast.
Trey McDyer bounced around the infield, really has found a home at third base. 1 out, and Jake Geloff will swing a bat. Younger brother of Zach Geloff. And He'll pinch hit here in the ninth with the Wahoos down 10-2. Jake Geloff batting .214. 2 RBIs on the year. Takes down low, ball 1.
Yeah, top shortstop out of Delaware last season.
At Rehoboth Beach. One the count to Geloff. Tapper to short. Locklear. Quick transfer in time. 2 away in the ninth. Flames 1 out away from their 12th win in a row. They're continuing to extend that Division I record for them. Chasing 1976. That team won 15 in a row, school record. It's all up to Alex Tappan here in the ninth. Fastball low, ball 1. Tappan 0 for 3, struck out his last time up. Also popped out and grounded out.
How many of these Flames do you think even know about that 1976 record? Do you think they're aware?
Probably not.
Probably, yeah.
If I'm a coach, I probably do scan the game notes.
Yeah.
But a player, you probably don't want to tell them
yeah,
about
I bet almost none of them are aware of it.
Fastball low, 2-1.
Which is probably best.
A lot of kids now, you talk to them after a game, hey, did you know this? No, I was not aware of that. Tunnel vision. 2-2 the count. Cavaliers down to their final strike. And what would be a convincing win today. Flames up 10-2. Cavaliers only 3 hits on the day. 2-2. Just missed inside as the count goes full. Payoff pitch, lifted foul.
Like all the Flames bullpen arms just crowded around the gate out there, like the horses at the start of the Kentucky Derby waiting to bust out.
Tappan not making it easy for Eller. He's fouled off 3 straight. Really looks like he's gritting his teeth up there, digging in with 1 strike left. Payoff again. Fouled off again.
Well, you love this if you're Brian O'Connor. This is the kind of fight
absolutely
you want to see. Game all but decided, but you're not giving away an at-bat.
(3-2) grounder at Wagner. Shuffles over, makes the play, and the winning streak for Liberty moves to 12 as Liberty wins it 10-2. The Flames now 14-5 on the year. Virginia falls to 9-11.
That was a thorough beating today. Offensively, the Flames did the job right from the beginning. The 5-run first inning, and then I don't know how much more you can say about the Flames pitching staff. Start to finish, every guy that got an opportunity took advantage of it.
10 hits for Liberty, including power with home runs from Logan Matthew and Will Wagner. So for Matt Warner, I'm Alan York saying so long from Lynchburg, Virginia. Final score, Liberty 10 and Virginia 2. All games airing on ESPN networks or streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.